Alright folks, CRT-rex here. Welcome to my new set. I'm thinking this is going to be a permanent thing to just keep the wood stuff here the way it looks. Somebody mentioned in the comments, actually my friend Subtor mentioned that he has a 7's vibe. And it couldn't be more fitting for this console here, the Atari 2600, initially called the Atari VCS, but now there's that turd that came out that I know some people bought. Claiming to be Atari VCS. Couldn't come up with a new name, I suppose. But this is the Atari VCS, the OG. This is arguably, you know, again, I'm never going to pretend. I read a lot about the history of games. This is what I do all day. I'm very obsessed with gaming in general, especially retro games. I like some modern, and some things about modern gaming I don't like. And we'll be playing modern here. Don't worry about it if you like modern content. It'll be a variety. This is like a variety pack that you get once you sign up for this channel. A variety of CRTs, a variety of consoles, a variety of controllers, you know. But this is what this set here and this style that I'm going for is all about, to focus purely, cleanly on the CRT, the console, and the controller, and of course the game on the screen. Now the game physically, most of the time that ain't gonna happen unless if it's modern. I tend to buy physical. For old games, I tend, because this is old hardware, yeah. So I tend to get flashcards, ODs, you know, hacks, exploits, all that kind of stuff. Not for new games. You won't see me here pirating newer games, but you won't see me preaching and, you know, being on a high pedestal telling people about piracy. This is not my problem. I'm not a cop, and I don't work for Nintendo. I'm pretty sure they're doing fine getting people to pay them 30% of their income for life, as it happened with that feller. Right or wrong, it's just a fact. I'm not taking a side here. Although Nintendo, they do some very questionable things, right or wrong. Sometimes you might have the right to do things, but is it ethical, you know? I don't fucking know, and I don't care. None of my business. But here in this channel, there's going to be a lot of flashcards. So unfortunately, if you're into the, you know, the gazillion of games on shelves, not being, you know, pedantic here or being a prick, I watch a lot of guys that have a lot of, you know, they started earlier, man. You can't shit on them because they started before you and you get jelly, you know. I like seeing the people that take care of a big physical collection. It's fucking awesome. And without the physical, we wouldn't have the digital to put on flashcards because people dump those cartridges. A lot of work over the years of preservation. But I don't have an opinion on it either way. But here on the channel, yeah, it will be a lot of flashcards. Even when I have the game, like when I play Mortal Kombat, I semi-collect Mortal Kombat games. And so most of the time I have the original, but I still play on the flashcard because I don't want to put strain. You know, those consoles are very old by now, especially this one here, for example. I don't want to be taking a cartridge and jamming in there back and forth. I don't know. You know, I want to just keep the flashcard in, and that's the way it is. Anyways, let's talk a bit about things here. I'm going back to the roots, to being informal, to... You might hear me clicking here because I'm pulling up some information. It's not a script, but it's pretty much the name of the TVs. I can't memorize it. They all sound alike to me sometimes, especially the consumer ones. So I'm trying to find out here. Is M14U? Is that it? KV-M14U? Just a minute. My computer's loading as a piece of crap. Monitors. I collect. Everything I collect or buy, whether it's a cable or something that costs, you know, next to nothing, I still save on my purchase history. So that'll be the KV-M14U. I was correct. And this is a beautiful monitor. I love the aesthetics of it. It's a late 80s monitor. You know, some people have told me it's 90s, but I've heard of some people that open it up to do maintenance, and which I did too. And it said 1988. On it. So this one, so it should be about that time. I think they stopped, from what I heard, they stopped making them in 88 or 89. So M14U. So this here is an European, specifically UK model. The U in this case usually we're familiar with the U standing for United States, the E for Europe, and J for Japan. But in this case here, the U is for United Kingdom. So the way it works in Europe is sometimes they have monitors that end with an E or A, I, some other. And it depends on the country, because they're all PAL here. And the PAL, just like NTSC, it has different frequencies. So you have PAL I, PAL, like in Brazil they have, sometimes deceitful, because PAL, you think, well, just 50 hertz. Well, in Brazil they have PAL M. And PAL M, it's pretty much NTSC. It's 60 hertz. There's none of this 50 hertz plain non-optimized games. So they grew up there, for example, with full speed games, just like in America and Japan. Because if you're not aware, in PAL, most games, and that's like most games, it's only a few here and there, like Crash Bandicoot on the PS1, that were optimized. So they run, I believe, 17% slower, and the image is a bit squashed. Not that it'll matter here that much, to be honest, on the Atari. But if you didn't grow up with it, which I didn't, I'm not from Europe. I didn't grow up with PAL, so for me it's pretty gross when I go see a game non-optimized. And I'm musically inclined. I play a couple of instruments, and when I hear music and sounds that I know quite well, and they're distorted or slow, which to me is kind of like a distortion, right? It's pretty disgusting to me. I can't take it. So when I moved here, I had no idea about it. I bought an Atari. A PAL, I didn't know. I just bought an Atari 2600. Say, oh, derpy derp, I'm going to play Atari 2600, go back into retro gaming. And when I went to play Sequest, because I grew up with the Atari. It was my first system ever. So my early childhood was spent with the Atari quite a bit. I played a lot of 2600 with my cousins. It was awesome. I had a lot of fun. It was a blast. By the time when the NES came out, which I found out later in the Master System, I wanted one, but that didn't fucking happen. So I was with the Atari for a huge part of my childhood until I got a Super Nintendo. Now, commonly known as the SNES or SNES, depending on where you're from, or who you are. Sequest, Pac-Man, Pitfall, the sheer game, Keystone Capers, all sorts of games, and Hero. To this day, I go look up, Atari videos, and I see a game. I was like, shit, I play that, and you go like, man, what's the name? And then you go get the game, So there's a lot of games that I remember the games, but not particularly the name. And let me tell you, yes, I remember the Atari porn games. Now, obviously I didn't play them as a kid. But one time, see, the adults were into the Atari. Let me tell you the side story here. One time, I was at a uncle's house, and all the adults were there. They were having some sort of barbecue or something. I was pretty damn young. And me and my cousin are playing cards or whatever boring shit we were doing at the time, and the adults were playing Atari, and there was a bunch of laughter from the living room. And it kept us out, right? So we're like, what the hell? But we managed to sneak in and slowly open the door, and it kind of, that image kind of burned into my retina that it was an Atari porn game, and they're doing like, I remember, I could not find this game, but it was like, to be explicit here, it was like a doggy style. It was all pixelated, and the guy like from behind, and the adults are like laughing, and I guess somebody was playing that and mashing a button or left and right or something, and it would be doing the thrust. And I never forget that. That was such a long time ago. That's probably very late 80s. Or early 90s, one of the shit. But I've seen those Atari games, the adult games, and I couldn't find this particular one, which puzzles me, unless it's like a change of level. Because I remember very well the scene, right? So, but as you know by now, there's a lot of those games on the Atari. I won't be playing them here. I cuss and do all that a lot, kind of a sailor mouth on that. But I don't like talking. Sexual things, like many people do. Is always like, let's say, platonic, just cussing. I don't talk about like my neighbor or friend or my own personal life, and I don't like pornographic content on video games. It's not my cup of tea. Okay, so we won't be playing those games here, but we'll be playing a lot of Atari here and there. All the systems really. Anyway, so Atari 1977, that's when this console came out, but it was very popular throughout the 80s until Nintendo came and dominated the market. But I was here in insert country and insert continent. It wasn't. Well, I'm talking from an American-centric point of view. That's what I'm talking about. So, in America, the Atari was the first popular system, really popular. It was massive. And then we all know the video game crash. Well, we don't all know, you might not know, but there was a video game crash because Atari, there was a lot of, never mind the reasons. So the industry collapsed pretty much. Consumer trust was gone. Most of us that play retro games and dwell in this hobby have heard the story 1,000 fucking times. And we've heard the other people complaining that it didn't apply to their country, and it's true, but we're talking from an American point of view, and North America in general. I think Canada probably suffered the same fate. And then the Japanese came, swept in, and dominated, and to this day sort of do, until it wasn't until the Xbox that it was a real American contender to challenge the Japanese, because they're challenging themselves. Like Nintendo took over, and then Sega, thank God, came along. Even though I grew up with Nintendo, Sega came along and challenged them. So, competition is always great for the consumer. That's what I'm trying to say here. So the Atari was the first one. I had a lot of multi-carts. I don't know if they were legit or not. You had those switches and you swap. I remember, I don't have one of those now here or at all, but you would kind of like those little mini switches. You have like 4 switches in the front, and depending on the position, you'd be a different game. And I had a lot of those. I remember they were cheap, and you get, you're like, 4 games in 1 cartridge. Played a lot of Oink, a lot of Pac-Man. Once I played Pac-Man on this channel on the Atari, which we will talk more about it. Anyways, this TV, going back to the TV is it's an old TV, but it has RGB because it's an European model. I'm not going to distinguish between UK and Europe. UK is in Europe, is not its own continent. People tend to mix up with the European Union, with Brexit and all that. I won't touch politics, don't bother me with it. But the fact of the matter is on the continental shelf, and UK is part of Europe, just like Ireland is part of Europe, and it's further away. So people got to stop with that bullshit of mixing up Europe with the European Union. Switzerland is in Europe, it's not European Union. Iceland is considered, even Greenland is considered, no, it's not considered Europe. It's culturally, let's stop it with I like geography. The Greenland is technically North America, but it's because of its ties with Denmark, it's somewhat considered Europe. It was even part of the European Union until the 80s. They withdrew. Anyways, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? Thinking about. Okay, yeah, Europe means Europe. It's the whole continent, the whole thing, not the European Union. So European CRTs, and besides on that, a lot of the UK models are also in Europe, so there's not really a difference, just the PAL frequency. So the models will be pretty much the same chassis, same look, same everything. Okay, let me grab us. Fucking hell! Oh, here. Burping here, sorry. I'll never burp loudly on the channel. I don't like it. It's funny when I see other people doing, but when I do, I think it's kind of gross. Anyway, so if you can hear me, excuse myself. What I'm ranting on about here, yeah, the TVs are pretty much the same, okay? They're European CRTs. They tend to have, from beyond a certain point, they tend to have, they all have SCART, majority of them. But a lot of them, a great deal of them have RGB SCART, which is the case of this one, which means it's similar to back home the YPbPr component. It's a clear image, it's sharp, and it looks nice. Might not be your cup of tea. Again, some people do prefer composite. What may work for you might not work for some, yada yada. So here I'm playing on RGB. The wood you see on the side of the TV that looks nice, I put that there. That wasn't there. It was just boring gray. Now, I say boring gray because I've seen a lot of this TV, a lot of the models, very similar models in the States, and they had the wood grain thing, and I'm a big fan of it. I love, wood grain stuff. Fake or not, I don't care. It looks like wood. I'm in. You know, I love it. Doesn't work in every. I have a PVM-2070Q. I wouldn't wrap it around with wood because it doesn't belong there. But on this set, it does. It looks fantastic in person, and I love it. And it goes right along with the set and everything here. Now, I'm exhausting my talk here. I think I'm going too far. Joystick will be the stock joystick. This console, and you might be wondering how in the world I'm making, by the way, fast forward if you don't want to hear any of this shit, okay? Just, it's on the end user to be able to fast forward, not mine. Is not my deal, not part of the deal. I will talk here as long as I want to talk. You can always fast forward. I go through the trouble of adding timestamps, which may or may not translate into chapters, but they're at the top of the description, and you can skip the whole fucking talk if you don't want to hear. But I want to have freedom. I want to be informal. I don't want the goddamn scripts no more. I want to just sit here and talk as if I would be talking to somebody, except you're not able to reply unless you comment. And, oh, look at that. That's nice. The Atari, they have like to avoid a burn-in, I think. They start after a while of an activity, it starts swapping the colors. Some crazy colors out there. So this is stock. So yeah, RGB with the Atari. How is it possible? And I know I'm all over the place. My brain moves faster than I can handle sometimes. Not on the smart way. It's like I go too fast and end up forgetting what the hell I'm talking about. Anyways, this is modded with Tim from Australia, Tim Worthington. I think that's his name. And I have a lot of his kits, so pretty much is a kit that gives your Atari the ability to do RGB. And I think S-Video and other stuff, and I think also composite, but the whole point of it is pretty much RGB. And you can add an add-on board that also allows for component. And I have that as well because my main consumer set is a 34-inch Trinitron with component only. It is not from here. It was imported here by somebody else, and I bought it off them. It was defective. They kind of tried to hide it, so I got it for very cheap, but later on it was fixed, not by me, but it was fixed, and now it's an awesome set. 34-inch, 4x3 standard monitor. I love it. It's thick-ass scan lines, and so it has YPbPr. When I have to use my RGB consoles that don't have YPbPr, I use Mike Cheese RGB2 comp, which is awesome too. Anyway, so it's modded, and it outputs RGB, which is what we're using today via SCART, and it looks fantastic. However, let me tell you, now that I dropped the whole what's it called, the whole capture card thing is a huge burden lifted off my back. I'll be able to play easily on any connection, and I often do. I'm not an RGB snob, none of that crap. I grew up with RF exclusively, from the Atari all the way to the N64, which was the last console I played as, back in the day. And RF was good enough for me. Only one time I went to visit an aunt of mine in a big city. She lived in a big city, and there was a lot of fucking interference. I remember exactly the game. It was Pilot Wings on the Super Nintendo, and it looked terrible. Half of the picture was like snow, but it spread throughout the screen. But it was more snow than game and static, and it looked terrible. But when I went back to the sticks, where I was from, and played it there, it was great and clean. And to this day it is. We kind of, once you get into RGB, you make composite and RF worse. You demonize them in your own head. They're not that bad, but some people think they're bad, and is a valid opinion. Every opinion is valid. It doesn't make it a fact. It's just an opinion. Anyways, I think that's enough. So how about this game, Pitfall? I played this a lot. Is not enough. I'm going to talk about the game now. So again, fast forward if you find this boring. I played this game a lot back in the day. I loved it. It was mysterious. It was gigantic. It was way bigger then than it is now looking at it. Because now we know, there's... Let me tell you, I grew up then with this game when I was a kid, and I played it, and it was... You didn't know if there was an end in it. It was a mystery, right? When you're a kid, everything is so much bigger. So it's kind of like an octopus for me, So I thought you go a certain way, and you keep trying and you keep playing. But there's nothing to be found. now as an adult. You know, if I could go back in time in a time machine, I'll tell you, listen, you can play the game, but there's no princess, there's no lady. You're not going to come across anything interesting. You have to do all this stuff to get 32 treasures in the time allocated, which is 20 minutes. And let me tell you, that's hard, my friend. It is hard. And you'll see today, as I struggle here, I haven't done it yet. I have not been able to do it. I have played hard games before, Ghosts and Goblins, Ninja Gaiden, all that. But this, man, it's a lot tougher than I imagined. The time is tight, and the ways are confusing. So without a guide and without memorizing the whole thing, you need a guide. And the problem is there's no pause. And the time is so short you cannot stop to look at a freaking guide. Now the console is modded in a way that there's a pause button. Not here on the controller that has a special toggle switch button that you can do all kinds of stuff, but unfortunately control the buttons a bit janky, so I'm using just a standard controller. Because this RGB mod also has color palettes, I'm going with the closest to the original, you know, on RF colors, as close as possible. So yeah, you need a guide, but the problem is looking at it. So what I have now is an image, let me see, composed of 16 screenshots with some numbers. So 50 pretty much screens. So go 11 screens to the right, go down 10. The problem is there, as you're playing the game, it becomes quite hard to see what the hell is going on. If you stop, you got to be constantly moving. So I got close to it. I got past the last bit, which is 58 screens, and all I had to do is go jump the scorpions. Yeah, but the time ran out, and the time is very, very tough. I think the speed run, it's about, I can't remember, but it's not that incredible as far as time goes. So the speed run went all the way up to 18 minutes or something. So, and that's a speed run, you know. So this game is tough on that regard if you're getting. But it made the game interesting because now it is challenging. So as I grew up and I went back to some of the Atari games, some of them were quite boring, to be quite frank. I love the system, but it is what it is, you know. And the Pitfall is one of them. I'm like, what's the fucking point? You're going around picking up treasure, the time runs out. What is this shit? You know, what's the appeal of this? Well, the appeal of it, my friend, is what I just told you. It became challenging. It became challenging because now I'm aware that you get a kill screen by getting all the 32 treasures, and I've been struggling to get it, and I've been loving it because, you know, I love challenge. I love to be challenged, and, you know, it don't matter if I lose my temper here. I'll try to ease up on it, and I'll get frustrated. But I love challenges, you know, and this now has become a joy to a certain extent. You know, I do get frustrated I'm not being able to do it lately. But we'll see how it goes. So let's go ahead and play this game. Let me get a drag of my cigarette here. Vaping. And we're going to get started with this game and the trial and error. Again, if you hear all this sound here is the damn game chair. Put my gloves on. I wear gloves off camera too, by the way. Before I got to collecting hardware, you know, as far as consoles, I used to collect controllers. And controllers, you know, let me tell you about the sweat in your hands. It's very powerful. It eats up everything. It's terrible. And because I want to preserve the stuff, let me go ahead and clean this crap here. There we go. All right, let's cut the crap here. We'll reset the system. Oh. And let's do it. Or not. Okay. Okay. The power is on and off. I had to unplug and unplug the controller, so maybe that kind of messed it up. We're doing it live, boys. We're doing it live. Now I'm getting no signal. Isn't that wonderful? Oh, what the hell? I did have my controller isn't working. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that fucking beautiful, my friend? Now my controller decided to stop working. If that that don't beat off. Come on, man. It's fucking bullshit happening when I go record video. None of that crap. Okay. Let's try it again. My controller stopped working. You know what I did? I unplugged it while the system was on. So I'm wondering now if I fry the fucking thing. Wonderful. That's what I like. More problems. Okay. What are you doing, son? Yeah, it's dead. My controller's dead. Wonderful. So I guess we won't be playing Pitfall then after all. Wonderful. A joy. Absolutely fantastic, huh? Absolutely. My fucking controller stopped working. What a joy. Yeah, it's fucking dead. The fucking thing is dead. Wonderful. I love it. You piece of shit. So I'm not allowed to unplug my fucking controller. Come off it. Fucking old hunk of junk. God damn it. What the fuck? What is this, dude? The fucking thing is dead. It's fried. What the hell happened here? I can't swap the controller? Fucking annoying prick. It's over. I can't do it. The fucking thing stopped working. Great. Fucking great. Great. God damn it. Alright, I guess I'm cutting the footage here. And if I fix this shit, I'll come back. Fucking terrible. Fucking terrible. I've never had this problem. I've had the Atari for many years now. And of course, now I have to record a fucking video. That kind of bullshit. Fate takes a big dump on my fucking chest. Awesome. I love it. And you don't wonder why I'm angry with shit. Yeah, me and my first world problems. I know. Fucking God. Oh. So he's a moody cunt. Just, I'll work whenever I want, you piece of shit. Now I gotta fucking reorganize the console here. You know, I'm leaving all this shit in. It's the kind of bullshit I gotta deal with here. Get the fuck in there. What the hell was that crap, dude? What were you thinking? Ugh. Come on. Come off it. Okay. I'm just checking my hand. I was moving kind of weird in the camera. All right, this is just a controller. All right, then. Well, you know, it gives me a chance to show you... fuck was that? Fucking smoker. It gives me a chance to show you the harmony. That's what it looks like. So you want to play Pitfall? Just go in here, mash the button. And I think it's in 480i. That's why you see flickering here. Okay, it's not flickering to my face here, like in person. That's the, you know, the downside of recording CRTs and whatnot. So just go here, and there you go. We're back where we were. Okay? So excuse me, can I fucking start playing the damn game? It's raining now. Hopefully not frogs. Weird. Wasn't expecting rain today. At least it cools off. It's been hot here. So now I'm dealing with a demented wheel on the mouse here. I'm trying to put that picture in a frame. Come off. Pitfall guide. Yeah, because I have to have this image. Let's go take a look. See, I think my talk went on for a while here. That's what I'm thinking. I'm more suited for streaming. The problem is my internet is a big bag of dog vomit. It's 0.1 megabytes per second upload speed most of the time. Every now and then they feel magnanimous and they give me a 4. You know, how the fuck are you gonna stream anything? I can't even chat here because I call my family overseas. It's fucking terrible. It's fucking terrible. Okay, there'll be some rain noise because it's raining now, and I'm on a shed here with a thin-ass roof, so never mind that. The show must continue. I don't give a shit about perfection anymore. It is what it is. If it's raining, I can control the weather, so be it, you know? let's go. So we start by going 11 screens to the right. And we start resetting because, trust me, making tiny mistakes like this right in the beginning is just not worth continuing. It is that strict. Every little second counts here in this fucking game. It's crazy. You have less time than my good friend James from Cinemassacre. So, my crocodiles. So you want to count about, it's 5 seconds and then jump quickly, okay? Now you see, oh. So, that barrel is bullshit, by the way. Let me tell you about that barrel a little bit. Oh, damn it. That barrel is the only time in the game that I've seen that it shows up like that. And it kind of fucks you over. You have no. It reminds me of Metal Gear. If you ever play the OG Metal Gear, it's on the MSX line of Japanese computers made by Microsoft. Made by Microsoft. In case you didn't know. So, but you can play on a PS2. I think Metal Gear, one of the Metal Gears has it as a bonus. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go. There's a part that you go inside. Oh, wait. I'll talk about this in a bit. The scorpions, man. You gotta jump is perfect. Pixel perfect jumps. If you are one fucking pixel off the sole of your foot, and right there, I jumped too early, but the game was a bit, generous. So, So, my God, it never ends. Like torture, man. Stop. And then we go up there. Sorry, 10 screens. See, it's very easy to lose your way here. So what I was talking about Metal Gear is that there's a part you enter a room and you have this guy on the radio all the time. So you enter a room that has poisonous gas, right? Suffocating you, and you lose health. And then you get a call from the guy on the radio after you enter the room, and he tells you, I forgot to tell you, this room is full of poison. You gotta wear your mask. So every time you enter that room, and furthermore, after that, you think, well, okay, that was just the first time. No, every time, you cannot put the mask on before entering the room. You can only do so when you enter the room. So meaning, every time you enter that damn room, you take damage, which is fucking ludicrous. You know, it was a big, well-designed game, but not that part. Not that part is pretty fucking dumb. And that the relation to that barrel there is that the barrel, you cannot avoid it, so it's also bullshit. Oh, you can avoid it, but you have to know beforehand. Sort of memorize it. Let me focus here on the scorpions. They're pretty brutal. Oh my God. You got to play this game to understand the feeling. So now, 2 screens to the right. And by the way, if I do this, which is unlikely, the bullshit will come soon enough. I'll be here for hours, trust me. If I do this, you'll be the first time ever. So you'll be on camera. So that's pretty cool. So now we're going 4 screens back to the left. You start getting confusion later on. There we go. And sometimes it's pretty deceitful because you think like here, you'll be here, right? No, it is not. It's here. And let me take a look after 4 screens. Then it'll be 24 screens to the right. Scorpions. Oh, man. I'm jumping too early. I'm being very lucky here. I'm getting very lucky. That was a good jump. A bit late. It requires close to perfection, you know? Obviously, I'm jumping early here and there, but trust me, it's tough. So now I go 24 screens to the left, and I stop. Okay, 1. Okay, I got you. The problem is I have to look away. Oh, you fuck. Look away from the monitor here, from the TV. Just see what's going on the guide. I don't have it in front of me. It's on my side. That's another treasure. I like treasure. It reminds me of Terrence and Phillip. Every time I say the word treasure, I want to say treasure. Like Terrence and Phillip from South Park. Okay, it's 24 screens, so we're gonna ignore all this crap here. Come on, open that big stinky ass mouth already. I like to stop there with those little choppy jumps because I try just holding on to the side I need to go, and Harry, a lot of times you just keep on running forward like a dumbass. Fuck! High octane, man. High octane shit here. Let's go. And I gotta keep an eye on what the screen looks like. And see, I'm looking away now from the screen. Okay. 3 barrels, single. I have to tell that myself so I don't forget. 3 barrels, single. And obviously, oh man, obviously a wall to the to the right. Wow, it's raining cats and dogs here, let me tell you. Okay. Not much to say here, just 24. Oh, another treasure. Just keep going. There we go. It would be nice if I could do this first time here. I had 4 hours of fucking footage the other day, actually. So this ain't my first rodeo, no. Not gonna... Oh, come on. Oh, that's it. What the fuck? Fucking holding left here, Harry, you sack of shit. No. Yeah, you can't afford to waste. I'm gonna die. Ooh. Damn it. You can't afford to waste time here. You just can't. Okay. 24 screens is coming. Ooh, I thought I was gonna fall. Yeah, every second count here is like it's 540 already, you know? If you know what I mean. Is that it? 3 barrels? Yeah. Shut up. Fuck off. Okay, now the scorpions again. Oh my god. If you survive the scorpions, I haven't been able to... Okay, let me see. I need to see. So now 24. Now it's 52 screens this way. Until I get you 3 holes, 3 barrels moving. 3 holes, 3 barrels. 3 holes, 3 barrels. 52 screens. I tend not to count as one, but I should count at least the next step. The other step is 58 screens. I lost count there and I went past things. So I will count. You know? The problem with me counting here is that while I'm counting something, I just can talk at the same time. Oh shit, come on. Yeah, because sometimes you're doomed. You go... There's some of those spawns that are not... You're not supposed to keep going. You gotta wait. Okay? I love when the rope is here ready to go. Makes the whole process a lot smoother. Ah, you fuck. But sometimes, yeah, it looks like you're gonna make it, and then you drop down. You know, I kind of dropped down, you know, into my death. Well, jumped kind of late there. Okay, so I gotta keep an eye for room. Fuck off. Come on. What are you doing? Jumping over treasure area. You're there rich. Oh no. Ooh. And sometimes the rope, I'm gonna risk it. Sometimes, man. And sometimes the ropes, come on. Sometimes the ropes will get on your way. Like you need to jump. And then you can't because they're on the way and you're going to grab them. Come on, big money, go. Holy crap, Lois. Okay, another treasure. Who's that belong to? And for that matter, what is that jungle? Where in the world you reckon? Because they have... Let's risk it. Come on. No. No fucking way. When you come there and there's nothing, that means one is due. So you might as well not risk it. Yeah, I want... Yeah, the sequel is the Mayan Adventure, right? So, which implies what? Mexico, right? And this one here, I wonder where is that. Just going around stealing jewels. They don't belong to him. The woods here reminds me of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game on the Atari 2600, which you bet we're gonna play that. Oh, no, 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 no. See, if I jump there, I'll be... Okay, I'm gonna risk it. Maybe a mistake! Oh, shit. No, I'm not risking that shit. See, the time goes. When you look at it, it's already 9 minutes. It's past the 10-minute mark. Come on, man. It's already past the 10-minute mark. Time has been a problem here for me, that's for sure. And you start to get a tiny bit paranoid as many screens, because it happened. There was one that I did quite well, and then later on I found out that I had missed, because I had missed the exit, and I had just kept going left, and the time ran out. I knew I was doomed. So you begin to get paranoid here, thinking, did I overshoot this? Did I pass by the place where I needed to come down? But if you see treasures, then you're fine, because then obviously that's the way you're supposed to be going, because you're still finding treasures. So the treasures are always a nice reassurance. Because on the guide here, I pretty much just have the key screens, any screen that I need to turn or go a different way. Yeah, I don't know about the time. I haven't been able to make to the end doing well. Because the time I told you that I made to the Scorpions, and it was the last stretch of the game, I had made a lot of mistakes before that. I'm gonna die. Ooh, man. I had made a lot of mistakes before that, so it wasn't really a valid run that I could really judge how much time you actually have if you're doing well. I go treasure, tells me we're doing okay. I don't know what it is when I'm playing games that I get like this. I get all sorts. Wait. Yeah, that's great. It's 3. It's 3. Oh my god. And then every time you do that, you're wasting time. Fuck off. You're wasting time. Yeah, the glasses itch and make my nose itch. I got a new pair of glasses, but they were so fucking massive that they were hurting my nose like permanently. Like, you know, if you wear glasses, leaves a mark. I'm gonna risk it. Ah, you fuck. What can I tell you? No, you gotta live dangerously here. I missed a life, but I was trying to shave... Fuck off. I was trying to shave off time. You have to sometimes, but I lost a life, and that's the bullshit starting. Fuck off. Fucking rope on the way, man. Yeah, I don't know, 7 minutes already, and I have a part that is 58 screens that I gotta get through. I don't know how in the world to get time here. I don't know if I'll be able to do this challenge, to be honest. It's pretty tough. Worst case scenario, I'll try a few times, but it's not in me to quit. This is it. Let's go. Scorpion time. I'm gonna be quiet because I need to focus here. Things are getting serious. I'm focusing. Sorry, I need to do this. The scorpion bits are the parts that makes or break. And is quite a scare every time you jump over them. White knuckle moment, you know. So I don't think there's enough time. Look, there's already 6 minutes. So now I know I have to go this way. And then I think, if I recall well, without looking at the guide right now. No, Harry, what the fuck? This is the kind of shit. Why you do that sometimes? Fucking grab the rope and then let go. I know it's because I probably pressed the direction here, but fuck me. Okay. 58 screens. 58. So 2. And then there's 2 barrels. 3. So anyways, I'm going to be trying to count the screens, because last time I got lost here. 4. It don't matter if I'm off by a couple of numbers, you know, if it's 5. 5. But the time, man. 2, 3, 4. So is that 6? 7. It don't matter as long as I'm around that number. Let's go with 7 here. I already lost count perfectly. Don't have to be perfect. So 8, 9, 10. But look, 10. There's already just 4 minutes left. There's no way. 11, 12, 13. Get out of my way, rope. 14. Let's risk it. 15. Damn it. 16. No, I can't make that. There's no way. Is that 17? Let's go 17. Fuck it. 18. 19. 20. 21. This is the last stretch of the game. If I make past those here and I have time, that's it. And I'll fuck up enough scorpions. I'm gonna die. I knew it. That was too risky. Now I'm on my last life, which means unlikely. Let's go with 24 here. I'm losing count all the time. I'm not good at counting and talking at the same time. 26, fuck it. Come on, dude. Oh, brother. 27. 28. I'll look at that time now. 29. 30. 31. I'm gonna risk it. I have to. 30. Just go with 32. That like that no. 33. 34. Look at the time though. 35. 36. 37. It never ends. 38. It's just so many fucking screens. 39. 40. Shit. 41. 42. 43. 44. No fucking way. 45. 46. 47. 48. I still have 10 screens. How the fuck is one supposed to do this? There's no way I'm gonna do it. No way. It's like it's not even close. Let's go with 50 here. 51. 52. Fuck off. 53. 54. 55. 56. 57. Let's go, bitch. No way. 58. But I'm probably off by a couple of screens, so it should be coming up at any moment now. Holy shit, it never fucking ends. Look at it, 30 seconds. So you gotta be incredibly because look at the time, my friend. Look at the time. Look at the time. If I don't risk it here, how in the world I'm gonna make this? So this is what we're looking at here. And I never saw the screen. I wish I hadn't died there. I want to at least see the screen, because I wonder how many scorpions it takes. And then it's 3 more screens. So basically, after you get to the 58th screen there, you're gonna come across a hole in the middle with the ladder and 2. I can't tell if they're rolling logs or if they're regular logs, and a wall under in what is called cave, but they're kind of tunnels to me. But whatever, caves, and with a brick wall, because caves, the last time I checked, caves don't have brick walls, you know. So whatever. And then you're gonna go. Well, you can only go to the left, and when you come out, you gotta go through a bunch of scorpions. When you come out, that's going to be 3 screens to the right, and then you get you a gold bar, which is the last treasure. But on the guide here, because I can see the timestamps, when he gets you the, okay, granted, it's a speed run, but when he gets you the when he gets you the treasure, there's 1:55 left. So I'm not sure how in the world I'll get there with the 30 seconds I have left. I'll say that was a lost cause already. What can I tell you? I'll try a few times, see how it goes, but it hasn't gone nowhere. I think that a lot of times I'm waiting on things, and is detrimental to my run here, because my time, you know. I told you it's challenging. This is a challenge. If you're telling me this is not a challenge, you're full of shit. You know? Because everywhere you go, sometimes there's always one commenter that goes, like, for example, you ever had a problem with a boss in any, you know, insert game name here, and you go look it up on YouTube, and there's always a comment of somebody going, I don't know what the problem is. I beat it the first time. Didn't even, you know, had a hand tied behind my back, and as I was playing, a guy was hitting me in the nutsack, and I still made it the first time. You pussies. You know, come off it. And how the fuck can we verify that he did the first time? I'm not saying it's impossible. Of course, a lot of people get to a boss that other people are having problems with, and they'll do it the first time. I can name one that I saw. I like the streamer Maximilian Dude. He's an awesome dude. And he was streaming Callisto Protocol. And he got to a part that was so bullshit and that man has a lot of patience. I mean, I've seen him do some real nasty challenges, like the Resident Evil 3 remake, Nightmare Mode, or whatever it's called. That was fucking horrific. And some real hard stuff that he's done in his channel. And he wasn't for him. He just quit after having a bunch of problems with the PC. I'm not interested in Callisto Protocol. I'm interested in Dead Space remake, not Callisto Protocol. Mainly the melee combat, the repetitive, is not for me. Everything else looks good, but the combat, not for me. The jump scares are kind of dumb with the cube thing, and the plot is a bit insane, but plot don't matter to the game. I said that on the channel before. Plot for me usually means nothing. The plot of Silent Hill 2 is important, and it adds a lot to the game. So, not against plot in a game, by any means. Can add a lot of stuff, but it's not a make or break situation for me. But yeah, anyways, he played Callisto Protocol, got to that part, and he got stuck in there. He finally had enough, and he rage quit that shit quietly. Didn't scream like I do, or G-Star does, or Mike Matei does. He just quietly said, "That's enough of this shit." And I thought, man, if he quit, rage quit this shit, can you imagine? But then I saw later on Charlie, Charlie White, Moist Critical, and he played the same game, and I said, I want to watch how he does this game. See, it's funny, I'm not interested in the game, but I'm interested in watching the game. I also watch Godlike Matt playing the game, and I'm laughing because it's so funny when he rages. Fucking turd! He changed pitch like a dolphin. It was fucking awesome. And anyways, when Charlie played, he beat that part. It was nothing. The man is made of steel. It's funny to see different people how they react. So he did something there. I think it was throwing them on a wall that had spikes, the mutants, and he just beat that part no problem. So like I'm saying, he is talented at games. I find Charlie whenever I've seen him playing. I like when he goes on to play the what's it called? First-person shooters. They have a lot of kids, probably most likely kids, and he just dominates the match and goes to number like a shitty, obscure game, but some people are playing. They're passionate about it. Anyways, I'm gonna drink some Coke here and check if I'm recording here. Yeah. So I'm 55 minutes in. The flavor of the day is cherry Coke. Love it. That's not real Coca-Cola. As I make my way here on this game, I'm not 100% sure I'll be able to do it. And I was finding there's some people that actually do that bit. I'll be talking vape here. There's some people that do that without taking a hit. Can you fucking imagine? That's tough. That's nerves of steel there. You know, reflexes of a Jedi. I admire people who commit. But then there's the part you never see is the part that he attempted to for several times. Obviously, you don't, slide out of your mother's, where with a fucking Atari joystick, knowing everything there is to it, because they'll probably put you to sleep because you're a freak. I can imagine. Can you imagine a baby comes out with a fucking Atari joystick and speaking plain, like 100% eloquent English, saying, I've been hearing from the womb. And what's this Pitfall level all about? You Philistines, you losers, I can beat it immediately. And the doctor just runs away scared. Because you would, you talk about like animal talk. A lot of people say, oh, imagine the squirrel talk. But the reality is if your dogs start talking to you, well, I think you're going to freak out. And if not, then you probably end up a serial killer. Like there was a guy that his neighbor's dog was telling him, and it was the devil. Those people are crazy. There's some insane people out there. It's a dangerous world. But I would think it's cute in a movie and stuff. But once it happens, if it were to happen, you would freak the fuck out. Imagine that dog would start talking to you. Hey, buddy, what's going on? Didn't like that food you served me yesterday, so, get something else. You'd be like, what the fuck? And then never talks again. Just a one-time thing. Again, it reminds me of that joke on Family Guy. So Brian, again, burp. Your Coke makes you burp. What can I do about it? Damn it. Anyways, don't like it, fast forward. Gonna have my break here. This is a tough game. If I was on stream, and I might be someday, that's the part I would lay back a little bit and talk to the chat, if they're into it. If there's a chat, by the way. Incidentally, when you stream, a lot of people are disappointed because when you stream, there's a big chance, and I'm counting on that. I'm an underachiever. I'm a guy who accepts the lemons that life gives to me, and I make the proverbial lemonade. Okay, I've had it rough for a long time. Not lately. My life has been very simple, very humble, and poor, but been good. It's been good. It's been peaceful, But in the past, there was some roughness since childhood. Not gonna get too personal, but didn't grow up with a mom and dad, some lunatics for family, religious fanatics, alcoholics, violence, other stuff, a bunch of crap, right? It didn't traumatize me. I think it made me with a thicker skin. I take it as in a positive way. But that's what I'm talking about. I always try to take things the positive way. Yeah? And, like right now, I'm getting old senile, losing my train of thought of what the hell I was talking about, and I still take it positively. I pass some time here entertaining you. You have the ability to rewind and know what I'm talking about. But my brain, it's doesn't have that ability. So I'm left with half-finished thoughts. The ramblings of a madman in his shed. Stop raining at least, Not really looking forward to go back to it. I've been playing this game a lot. You know, I don't want to do this, by the way. I don't want to be practicing a game a fucking gazillion times until you're fucking tired of it, and then you go make a video or stream. You're grumpy. At least that's me personally. You're grumpy. You don't want to fucking see the game again. When I usually beat a game, my MO has always been, when I beat a game, I'm done. Unless the extra stuff is very interesting, if there's any, I am done. That's I could never be a speedrunner, or like God like Matt that does trophy hunting, getting all the trophies. That ain't for me. It just, I want to have fun with it. You know, I want to be sort of a casual. I'm a bit on the hardcore side when it comes to collecting hardware, trying to mod them. You know, I grabbed a soldering iron. I'm learning, but I'm getting there. You know, and whatnot. But when it comes to playing one single game and mastering it, you know, spending days, hours and hours and hours at end to master a game and get all the 100%. It's very rare for me to 100% a game. I usually move on to other games. I want to play other stuff. But at least beating the game is important to me. But this one, I'm being very doubtful right now if I'll be able to do it. Because I've been at it for a long time. Several days now. Because thanks to my internet being slow as molasses in January, I've been able to, you know, plan ahead what I want to do. So I planned this set. I came up with the idea. Something needs to change for me to output videos more frequently. And this is the solution I came up with right now. But the thing is, I've been practicing this game a lot, and I'm not getting anywhere with this particular game. I find it quite difficult, the time, you know, and where to go crazy and take massive risks, or if you can be somewhat careful, take a few risks like I did now, but not go too crazy, and still make it. So I'm a bit, I won't lie to you, I'm a bit, so that's what I'm talking about. By the time, so I have that 4-hour footage. I don't think I'm going to use it because it was more of a test footage, you know. I don't know if I'm going to make it. I think that on this instance, I don't know. I don't want to say that I'll quit. It's very hard for me to quit games. I wanna do it. You know, I feel bothered if I don't. The only game I ever quit on was Shadow Man for the Dreamcast, as far as I remember, because I keep track of the games I play. And by the way, if you're on the channel now, I have a link to the Backloggery. If you don't know the Backloggery, and I took the idea from, well, I learned about Backloggery from My Life in Gaming, which is an awesome channel. If you're into hardware and technical and very well-made videos. There's Digital Foundry. If you like on a retro, there's Digital Foundry Retro. You probably know the channel. For a lot of technical new stuff that if you're in a modding your consoles, improving everything, Retro RGB. But My Life in Gaming is awesome. And I got acquainted with My Life in Gaming with Matthew McChesky, and he makes the awesome theme song for the tune that plays at the intro of My Life in Gaming. And I got in contact with him when I started, you know, having the idea for this channel to see if it would be okay to use one of his songs. Obviously not the same one. And he gave me a list of songs I could use. And I was torn between Seawalls and I think Stars in the Night. I forgot the other. Sorry, I forgot the name. I don't have a great memory. What an awesome dude, you know. And he's like, I realize a lot of YouTubers start and they don't have any money, so I'm not going to charge you. Just give credit and don't use other songs that other people are using. Because Tito from Macho Nacho Productions also uses one of his tunes. Yeah, pretty awesome. But anyways, My Life in Gaming is a great channel if you want to get acquainted with things as well. They make very, very well made videos. Let's cut the crap here. Let's go. Reset. Let me put the thing back on. Am I still recording? Yes, thank you. An hour and 4 minutes. Let's try it again. I don't know. I don't feel like I'm getting places here, quite frankly. I don't feel like I'll be able to do this unless I try for several days. So what I was saying is the Resident Evil 4, because it took so long with my dog shit internet here to upload the videos. I have had plenty of time. Yep. Okay. Yeah, like I said, forget it. If you die right here in the beginning, forget about it, man. It's not gonna happen. The way it's been is even without dying here to be fuck off. Even without dying here at the beginning, it's been very tough. So, you know, if I don't make it, it seems like the bullshit is sticking to me here on that particularly nasty. I don't care about the points. So that's fine. But see, you missed that rope. That's it. There's a lot of... Okay, let's concentrate. Let me cut the crap here. That particular crocodile screen is fucking me up. I mean... I wonder if I can make... You know, getting that rope somehow. That's the problem. See, if you try to jump over those things. Let me see if there's a way to jumping over those things. Saving some time here so I can get the rope. I don't think so. This is the way I've always done it. Yeah, and I end up missing the first rope right away. And every time you miss the timing on a rope, well, that's more time added to your run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, go. Well done, Harry, you fuck. Sometimes it jumps. Oh, there's the cursed barrel again. I hate that damn barrel. Oh, what I was saying is, you know, I can make a video here if it's got enough girth to it, enough length, enough substance, without beating. Traditionally, I'll beat a game, you know? But this one here, oh man, no, wasting time. This one has been problematic. So what I can do is just try a few times here with my heart in it. And if I don't make it, I don't make it. And you got to see the game on the CRT. Isn't that the whole thing? But I can always revisit, you know, maybe do some more practice on the side as I'm doing more content. Don't hold my feet to the fire, but because the game I was playing was Star Wars Shadows of the Empire. I'm up to the second to last level, and I might restart and play here. You know, that's the thing. My Resident Evil was taking so long that I end up just playing games off camera, which I didn't want to do. I want to do. To make content here, I want to make sure that I get comfortable and have fun playing the games while I'm recording. Just get used to it. And then, therefore, every new game I play, it's content, you know, free. You know, I was going to play the game anyway, so there you go. I don't know why I did that. It's the old... I think that's enough. We've seen enough. Thank you. Sorry, but that's, I fucked everything up. It is true, when you're making videos, if you never have, and you're making commentary, it is a bit distracting. Because you can get involved in, you know, go into your own brain and pick the words that you're trying to say. Oh, yeah. Ah! Damn it, I hate that thing. Barrel from hell. It should come from the... It should come from the right, like every other barrel. The group there of 3 barrels. So yeah, if I try, let's say, a couple of hours here, I think that's enough, and then I don't think I'll make it. Anyways, Star Wars Shadows of the Empire. So I might play that. But see, that's the thing. Some of the levels are quite hard. And now I have to repeat them here, which is it's a bit annoying. I mean, you kind of know where you're going and that kind of shit. All right, I'm going to concentrate on the scorpions here. I'll talk. There'll be time to talk. It's tough. The scorpions are tough. One little mistake, that's it. They start eating up your lives. It's so tough. You blink and you lose it. There we go. Now is 10. Choose. Motherfucker. No. See, I'm lost here. 10 screen. Choose screen. I'm gonna go here. Choose screens to the side. Is that it? I feel like I'm making a mistake already. I feel like I'm fucking up already. I feel like I'm losing it already. I'm losing it already. This is not the way. This is done. This is over. Yeah, I fucked up. So see, you take one wrong way, and that's it. So where did I go wrong here? So 10 screens should have fucking left, and then 2 screens should decide. But I'm not understanding here. I think I know what happened. I think on the 10 screens, I didn't go on the 10th screen. I probably took the 9th. It is terrible. Man. Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, if you make a mistake like this, it's over. If you're going after the 32 treasures, it's over. There's no point. There's no point in continuing. Man, oh man. And this chair is noisy, holy shit. And what's funny about the streaming though, because I remember saying holy shit. Holy shit, dude. Thanks for the 5 subs. You know, I looked it up. I still can't understand what the sub shit is. I don't understand how money is made on Twitch at all. YouTube seems to be a bit simpler on that. Like you get donations. I don't know. You make money on the ads. I don't know. I'm talking if you have a substantial amount of loyal viewers. So, like I said, I think one of the points I was making earlier about being positive and all that, it just came back to me, is that I'm used to the negative part, so I understand that if I do streaming, probably there will be nobody there for a long time. I heard of many streamers that continue, and more power to them on your perseverance. I admire resilience and perseverance. Some people are streaming to nobody for a long time. And some people are delusional, and they want to start a channel or a stream and hit it right off the bat, become popular immediately. And they don't get what they want, and they get pretty disappointed. That's the problem with optimism. If you set your standards, your bar, you lower a little bit more. In my opinion, being an underachiever, you lower a tiny bit more. Once you get something, you appreciate it. You're happy because you didn't even genuinely didn't expect that. So my bar is very low on most things. So on Twitch, I'm leaning towards, I don't know, it might change, but for now, I'm leaning towards going to Twitch and streaming there as I record to my camera internally, which is what's going on now. I'm recording the camera with Camlink 4K and also internally to the SD card. So right now, it's 1080p on both, but once I stream with my internet, I'll be lucky, very lucky if I get 720/60 stable at all. Below that, I don't know. I could think 480/60, but I don't. Would people watch that? 480/60. I mean, they're old games and they're technical line. It's funny. You're talking about 1080 and all that for games that are at 240p. On a 480i here screen, but with everything around it. So I think 480p. I don't know how blurry it will be. I watch streams on 480p because again, shitty internet. I was just watching Max playing again the randomizer on Resident Evil Remake. 60 FPS but I was watching at 480, which I don't even know if it's 60 FPS. Because his game, he was playing PC, so he was 60 FPS. Because the game on consoles, even a remastered, of the remake. Resident Evil Remake Remaster. It's funny to me how it goes, and the names. But it's 60 FPS on a PC, but even on PS4 and all that, it's 30 FPS. I don't know if they did it because the game originally was 30 FPS. Not sure what happened there. So I'm happy watching that. So I'm watching a 480p. It looks okay on a big 4K 2160p screen, you know. I hate the term 4K. It's gimmicky. It's bullshit. We didn't used to say the horizontal resolution for TV sets, you know, and now with a 4K, and it's not even 4K. There's no 4K. It's because 4K is if you're not an English speaker, K would be 1,000, so it's 4,000. So implying that there's 4,000 pixels, and there are on cinema. I forgot the name, the number, but it's past 4,000 pixels. So it is 4K is actually rounded up to less. However, on your TV screen, in your 16:9 consumer flat screen that you bought, that's 2160 by, I believe, 3840. Is that correct? So in other words, not 4K at all. A guy explained to me about 2K, but I usually call 2K. I don't like that K shit. 1440p, but 1440p is very common. So even though it's not 4K, if you go talk to somebody who's not, you know, really into it, if you say, oh, you have a 2160p TV, you kind of sound like a jackass, really. Even though it is what I want to say, but you got to take it easy, because not everyone is into your nitpicking niche hobbies, you know. So just say 4K and people, they'll understand. But I still reserve my right to hate the term, because I think it's gimmicky shit, you know. Or like HD ready, full HD. What the it got confusing, man. It got confusing. Talking about fucking 8K. I don't even use 4K on my computer, because my computer is an old ass computer, my PC, and it does 4K 30. I care more about the 30 part. I don't want 30. Good for movies, but if I'm watching game content, I want 60 minimum for the most part, you know. Quite happy to play games on you know, early 3D games, and at 30, that's what they're made. It looks awesome on a CRT, and it looks okay. It's fine. The games are made that way. That's okay. But new content, new games at 30, I hate it. I don't like it. My opinion, 30 should be reserved for fucking movies or like home videos. I don't like it on my games. Thank you. I hope it dies, and I hope it dies soon. So if there's but now they have the option, which is even more awesome than the whole thing dying. Now you can choose with modern gaming. Not everything is negative with modern gaming. There's a lot of cool stuff. One of the cool things I think about modern gaming is that they give you an option like beauty mode or quality mode, and then you have performance mode, which is the one I always choose if I play a modern game, which is more focused on the frames, you know, stable frames, or usually 60 and beyond frames per second. The beyond part I don't care, to be honest, but I can understand if it's used for in a competitive setting, or if you like it, that's fine. For me, 60. I just care about 60. So for me, streaming at less than 6, especially old games that run at that speed, you'll be cutting your frames in half. Like I don't want to do that shit. I don't want to do 30. It's dog shit. I'm not into it. And that's more boring talk. And let's go back to playing again. So I made somewhere along the way there, I made a terrible mistake somehow. I went the wrong way, and I'm beginning to reach that stage, if you play difficult games sometimes, that you get worse, not better somehow. It's supposed to improve, right? But after you, Harry, fuck. This fucking bear, I always forget, man. I always forget that fucking thing. Every now and then I remember and jump over it. It sort of reminded me of if you ever play Haunted Castle. It's like the Castlevania arcade game. So at the very end, the very last stretch of the game, there's an infamous part. It's a bridge where bats kind of come, and the bridge is collapsing exponentially, very fast. Yeah, see, I can tell here that I'm late. Anyways, and the only way of avoiding Yeah, that's nonsense. Avoiding the bats. You can. You have to know exactly when they're gonna pop up. So it is. You know, I hope this chair doesn't sound like farts. Again, burping, farting on the stream. I'll be doing that sort of stuff. It's not my style. So if you hear that sound, pardon me. That's the chair. Okay, this is the game chair. I'm not ripping one out here. So okay. Fucking barrel. I remember even when I was a kid, well, at least I caught this in time. There we go. Let's focus here and stop the baloney, yeah? See if I can focus into this thing. I'll be happy. I'll be very happy if I do. That's the thing with hard games that you've been at it for a while. Once you get it, it's an awesome feeling. It's a thrill for me. It's what I look for in a game. But do it excessively. There we go. That's what you want to do there. Do it excessively and it start to break a person's spirit. I begin to not care anymore. I begin to get so frustrated. I don't want to see the fucking game anymore. You know, that makes any sense. Scorpion time. Let's pay attention here. Yeah, one little mistake and you're done here. That was kind of late. Oh. Damn it. That's alright, fuck. But I'm going to continue. No. See, once is the, what do you call it? There's a name for it. Damn it. It's not domino effect. So the theory is, there's an abandoned place. And this place has beautiful windows. What is it? What was that shit, Harry? You lose anybody. So people start to learn it's abandoned, right? This building. Big, let's say, is a factory. Fuck off. It's a factory that is abandoned, and over time people learn it, and soon enough kids learn about it. Mischievous kids. Then they decide to throw stones at the windows, break a couple of them. Now you have a factory that's abandoned, and you had good windows, but now the windows are getting fucked. And because the windows are getting fucked, it doesn't demand the same respect as it once did when it was new, before the first kid threw that first stone. Now, every other kid that passes by throws stones and becomes a thing to just break the windows. There's a name for this effect. And that's sort of like on video games. You're doing well, you die one time, like this, and look, soon enough, somehow, you start dying repeatedly. Yeah? Like that. See? You saw me the previous turn. Just jump on it, Harry. Suck it. You saw in the previous turn I wasn't dying there at all. Now I died one time, and all of a sudden is a thing that keeps happening. So like somehow, just like the broken window effect. Let's get back to it right away. So yeah, it looks, I don't know what that was. Let's never do that again or speak of it ever again. Okay. So again, like I'm saying, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to hack this one, boys. Things are looking pretty grim right now. But like I said, worst case scenario, I have a long video here of me playing Pitfall, and you can try it yourself. You'll probably be able to do it, you know. You need a guide, though. There's no way you can just jump in. Some people really insist on not playing with a guide, and I commend that. It's respectful. But on this case here, I don't know how the fuck anybody ever found out the correct order. Because it's sort of nonsense, really. You have to know the ways, like way worse than Zelda, like cryptic, way more cryptic. Like there's no, like Zelda's cryptic, but it can give you some indications there of what you have to do, some tips, some hints. This game gives you. That's why I don't like to hold forward. See, I like to do the choppy jump, and that's it. I'm going to continue because it's kind of boring to just be resetting here. So let's see if the broken window effect still holds with the scorpions. At least when you die, you don't lose time because the timer stops while it's doing it. And it's raining again. The weather here is kind of all over the place sometimes. Alright, I seem to have made it. And then 10 screens to the left. I got to pay attention to that. Once you lose that, then there's no point of continuing. 0. Even doing well, you're seeing there, the timer is ruthless. It is brutally insane. 10 screens. And after that, what? Then there's 2 screens. Okay. There we go. Controller's working well. Okay. I'm trying to cut back on the fucking editing too, but how the fuck am I gonna add an intro without being able to add it? So I would like to at least have an intro to my videos. Even though I'm looking to simplify it. I don't know about the pixel art, how I'm gonna deal with it. Okay, here we'll go down here. Scorpion time, so I'll be a bit quieter. You gotta really stare at the screen here. I usually look at his feet somehow, but there's a white knuckle moment every time. And now I go 2 screens, shoot this. So I don't know where I went wrong that other turn. 2 screens, missed the bus. 2 screens here. And then get the treasure. I'm beginning to memorize this shit a tiny bit. Get the treasure. And then 4 screens to the left. There we go. 4 screens to the left, and then I have to kind of glance at the guide here to make sure I'm not fucking up. Well, sometimes you're kind of sure, but there's no such thing as kind of sure. If you're not sure, you're either sure or you're not sure. So after this, I'm going to look, because I think it's 24 screens to the left. Clear that scorpion. Be many more of them. That was late and lucky that I made it. That was okay. Alright, making sure. So 24 screens and a single with 3. That makes sense to me. A single with a single with 3 means it's a single hole in the middle with a ladder and 3 barrels. So 24 screens. There's more chance of me winning the lottery 50 times in a row than making this turn to the end with 0 lives at this height of the championship, you know. But hey, free practice, let's go. Continue. Indulge me. No. I also keep insisting on being on the edge of those things. I don't know, trying to prove I'm cool. The fuck is that? You know, like those things spawning, those pits, you know? Yeah, I tend to be like, oh, look how close I am there. I know where it is, and then a few times here and there, I get killed like a dumbass. There we go. Like here, being like, look how close. And then the fucking thing opens, and I die, and I go like, ooh, I didn't see that happening. I'm gonna continue. Let's see. Probably make some dumb mistake here soon enough anyway. Yeah, this is, getting the 32 treasures here is no joke. I gotta tell you. I'm gonna risk it. Fuck! And that's the end of Puss. Oh, brother! This is something. Get more More Coke here, going down my neck tube. I think I don't know, I'll probably do 3 hours of this stuff. I think is enough for Pitfall. Let's see here where I'm at. I'm at 1 hour and a half. Oh, Jesus, another hour and a half of this shit. Again, like I told you, I've been playing the game. So if I had just started, I'll probably be a lot worse at it, if that's even fucking possible. But I'll be enjoying myself a tiny bit more. So I want to try to avoid playing the game a lot before making a video. I just want to make the video as I play the game. You know, even if it's a new game. Even if it's kind of painful to watch if you're familiar with the game. It's like, try to see things positive. It's like, wow, I've seen a lot of experts playing this game. Right? Not this one in particular. I'm saying any game. Let's say I play a game. Like, let's say you're watching my Resident Evil 4 run. So you watch a lot of experts, a lot of guys doing the professional shit, guys that are good at it. Those guys play the game to death. So maybe it might be interesting to see somebody who's not as familiar with the game and how would they react, which kind of will be a call back in time to when you first got the game and start playing the first few rounds. If that makes any sense. So that's what I'm aiming towards here. I don't want to be, you know, professional level of the games that I play. I want to sort of just play them as you would have back in the day. I missed out on a lot of games. There was a 15-year hiatus for me on gaming. Pretty much from the N64, which is funny when you think of it. It was 15 years. It's a very long time. But I ended up missing out on one generation, really, which was the 6th. So with the GameCube, PS2. Even though even then, everyone and their uncle had a PS2, so including me. I bought a PS2 at the Mall of Millenia in Orlando, Florida. I remember to this day it was a PS2 Slim, and I bought, it was a trucking game and an NFL game. I really liked football back then. And yeah, play a bit. I played the NFL quite a bit. I got bored soon enough with the trucking one. It was sort of like a race in European trucks, and I prefer American trucks like Peterbilt, Kenworth, that kind of stuff. And I didn't care for those, you know, Scanias and whatnot, even though I think they have their own beauty. But I wanted a trucking simulator. They have it now, Euro Truck Simulator, American Truck Simulator, a bunch of those games, and they're popular. I play it a lot. I play Euro Truck Simulator to is it Chew? Yeah, Chew a lot, many hours back in the day, a long time ago. And American Truck Simulator, I have it too on Steam, and I played quite a bit. So yeah. Anyways, back to the point here. So you're watching a guy. So yeah, so I missed out on that gen of consoles, except for a PS2 here and there. I didn't play a GameCube at all. I remember seeing people that had an Xbox original, but I didn't play it myself that I remember. And so yeah, so I missed out. But when I came back, it was the 360 that was the next gen. Yeah. So, but still, anytime I play PS2, GameCube, original Xbox is all kind of new to me. And then sometimes there's a lot of new games. You believe to this day, I never play Ocarina of Time. In fact, until I got back to gaming, I had never played Zelda at all. I did not have Zelda growing up. I didn't have every fucking game ever made. You know, you can only have a few games here and there. So I actually sometimes I'm surprised of, you know, being poor back then. Well, I still am, but even more so back then, being a kid, you don't have your own money. And sometimes I'm astounded of how many games I actually played or owned. But I think it's due to trading. We traded a lot with kids back then, you know, at least in my area. And you end up playing like Shaq Fu. I had fucking Shaq Fu on the Super Nintendo. That game is ass. It's fucking terrible game. And I thought it was terrible back then too. I don't know why I ended up with those games. Somehow it just happened, you know. But a lot of good games. But Ocarina of Time, any of the Zeldas is not games I ended up with. It's not due to the lack of interest. It just didn't happen. Okay. So I played Zelda on the NES, not on the channel. Before I even had the idea of playing the channel. I played the sequel on the Super Nintendo as well, to its entirety. And the first out, I didn't play the second quest. I'm told that it's something very interesting to do and challenging, so I might look into it in the future. And that's it. So I want to play them in order. So the next one, I believe, is Ocarina of Time, which is often listed as the greatest game ever made in many, many lists. So, but it's funny. So when I play that game, if I play it on the channel, I want to play it on the channel. When I play that game, you might be very familiar with and be like, this guy's an asshole. It's not, dude. It's just I haven't played a game. So, you know, things that might be obvious to you might not be for me, and you wouldn't have been maybe for you when you played it the first time, you know. So that's the experience I want to give here. Is not the pro experience. I don't think there's any game I'm a pro at it, or I would call myself. Because guess what? You call yourself a pro, and there's a guy who wipe the floor with your ass because he's so good at the game. Speedrunners and shit. Those guys know the next pixel bus and all kinds of shit is like insane. It's insane. Fucking Mario 64. It reminds me of Maximilian did playing Mario 64. And then the guy with the fucking parallel universe theory, and they go to I don't even know what that guy's on about. It's very complicated. Those guys dissect the game to an extent that's like insane. Somebody said in a comment, it was funny, in the comment section, said, this guy is so smart he could be a doctor, but instead, this guy's like if a guy very smart, instead of getting a doctorate, he dedicates his whole intelligence to Mario 64 and all the theories. It was very funny. Yeah, hey, as long as you're happy, man, you know, I think it's cool. I watched the video with the Max reacting to what the guy has to say, and it's pretty cool. I didn't think of those things when I was a kid. When you're a kid, everything's so big and mysterious. You just go with it, you know. Alright, let's give it another shot here in between talks. That's pretty much going to be the channel. I'll talk, play a little bit, talk. Depend on the game. Some games, they require your attention from beginning to end. Like Mortal Kombat runs tend not to stop a lot. You're either fighting or you're not. Good old Pitfall. You ever heard of Pitfall 2? That one I never had it back in the day. Looks amazing. Fuck. Okay, it looks amazing. It looks, first of all, it has music. Harry can, definitely we'll play that here. Harry can swim. There's music. There's checkpoints, dude. Checkpoints. Very impressive for the Atari 2600. I'm very impressed with some of the games, like Solaris. Fuck out of here. That shit is crazy. Never played it, but I'm looking forward to it. That's when you know you made it okay here at this juncture. If you do exactly that. So, okay, Scorpion coming. Scorpions. Scorpion! The end of... Ever seen the... If you're in a Mortal Kombat, you ever seen the ending of Quan Chi or Mortal Kombat 4? Specifically... Oh, man, it's so hard, the Scorpions. It don't look like, but it is. Trust me. Try it out. Try out this game. You can't emulate it, you know. Try out this game, man. I would wager this game had a very large influence on side-scrolling, even though it's technically not a side-scroller. You know, if you want to be pedantic about it, it's, you know, there's no scrolling here per se, but you know what I mean. I think this game, I would wager, had a huge influence. Again, just a chair making that sound. Anyways, at the time it was amazing. Will you believe if I tell you the graphics were amazing at the time? Because that's such a... Okay, I'm beginning to lose my mind, I believe. Fuck it, let's continue. Let's just hang out and play this fucking game, you know? I'm tired of resetting here. I don't want to reset. Yeah, if I told you, it's such a cliche to say this game has amazing graphics. But it did. Let me tell you, it fucking did. Go play other Atari games, you know, from the time. Concentrate here a bit now. We'll talk about this. I don't know, why am I concentrating? It's over anyways, I already lost a life. And then, go to the right. Fuck. Harry has hair. Harry has a skin tone. Harry has a shirt and pants that have different shades. That was amazing at the time. Please don't tell me it wasn't, because it was. If you were alive back then and you saw this, it was the graphics were mind-blowing. But it's not a cliche thing to say, it's just a fact, at least for me and my cousins. When I remember, now we're people, we have opinions, and that's what we thought at the time. And I remember the adults being impressed as well. So right now, I'm going, what is it, 24 screens? Is that it? Yeah, 24 screens. And then I'm looking for 3 single hole 3 barrels. Okay. It's not all lost. I mean, you could lose a life and still make it. Sometimes you got to be careful when you quit too soon on a game because you lost. Damn it. Yeah, now it's there's no way. She told me that there was no. Oh man, that guy shit for family. Then she told me there was no way. I was about to bone my girlfriend. She told me there was no way. What happened to that guy? I haven't seen it. New Family Guy is not very good. I don't like it. It's kind of toxic. You know, it's kind of like too political sometimes, like preachy political. I don't mind you know, political jokes if they're funny. They can be very funny. Even if you're on the other side of the aisle, you know, you got to be able to laugh at yourself, you know. But what the fuck? But yeah, it became kind of like fucking preachy and shit. And not funny, that's the thing. It has to be funny. You're watching that show for the fun. I want the cutaway gags that are funny. Sometimes, like, some of the gory stuff they come up with is just not funny. It's just like, it's like you can tell they're trying to be edgy or something. I don't like it. I tuned out. Never thought I would, though. And just hesitating here with which screen it is. I should have jumped there. Let's go. Yeah, it has to be fun. Like the fucking Simpsons. Who still watches The Simpsons and why? I used to watch that show religiously. And if you're in the comment and you watch The Simpsons, dude, I don't care. You know, it's still my opinion. I think The Simpsons suck and they've been sucking for a long time. And I think you should have been allowed to die with dignity a long time ago. But hey, you know, they're making money, I guess. That's the thing we often forget, that everyone is in it to make money. It's not a bad thing. It's just the way it is. You know, if I work, I want money. You bet your ass I do. You know, I'm a capitalist. I like free market. I like buying shit. You know, I like to earn money. Trade has been part of humanity forever. You can't get away from it, dude. No matter what kind of fucking utopia you're dreaming of, it's not gonna fucking happen. You know, money has always been a thing, and it will always be. I'm gonna die here right now, ain't I? Just the way it is. So yeah, the companies, no shit, they're in it for the fucking money. You would be too. You know? But still, you're allowed to complain. I'm allowed to complain. You know? You can still be in it for the money and make good stuff. Like modern gaming with the predatory crap. I don't like it. I don't have to like that shit. I don't have to defend that crap. You know, the behavior is abhorrent. It's abhorrent. The practice are nefarious. They're nefarious. It's the way it is. So yeah, I think Simpsons, they still have some sort of loyal viewership, and they still watch it. So what can you do? Matt Groening, if that's how you pronounce his name, he is making money. I wouldn't give a shit. I keep going. Shit, keep the paychecks coming. But sometimes it doesn't happen. Sometimes people do have more integrity than they care about money. I would say one, on that particular regard, before his... that's the thing with TV series. They always end up jumping the shark a lot. You know, because it's like... And sometimes after they jump the shark, they still keep it because they're making money. you know. And I think that's the case with The Simpsons. But there's one show in particular that didn't happen, and the guy wanted it. He was very careful with his legacy. That's Seinfeld. So Seinfeld was due to renew it was the 9th season or something, and he had $1 million. I don't know how much money. It was a lot of money, and he rejected it. He wanted the show to end there at its peak, and he felt, I guess, he made enough money, you know, and he didn't want. He wanted to keep his legacy intact, and whether that worked or not, I mean, I hear people talk. I liked Seinfeld. I used to watch back in the day, you know. And yeah, it could have been just like The Simpsons. It could have been now Seinfeld with his hair all gone, still doing the same shtick and probably making money somehow. But he chose not to do that then, you know. And I can respect that. I have a lot of respect for that. Some people, they don't sell out no matter what. You know, I think he made it. Some people I guess some people, they make money, like a lot of money. And that's the thing too. Capitalism has its faults, so absolutely. But and it's not politics again. It's sort of sound political, but it's more like, you know, a matter of common sense. So it's some people don't sell out. They feel like they've made enough. But some people, they can't stop. They can't turn off the greediness, the greedy tap. You know, they just keep flowing, and they can't stop. They need more. And then they reach a point like Bill Gates. You have so much money. And then it goes to beyond money to, you know, the fucking philanthropy and all that shit. And then it's power. You crave the influence. You need to be relevant, by God. You can't just retire and disappear from the face of the public earth, you know, publicly speaking. You just have to be seen and done and have a say matters and things. And some people are like that. Saying it's right or wrong, it's just some people are like that. And some people are not. Seinfeld is like, nope, I've had enough, and quit the scrap, and that's it. And of Seinfeld. And I don't think he made anything else with relevance after that, did he? Not that I'm aware. Good show there, Seinfeld, though. But Simpsons, I watched a new episode. I caught a new in 2010. And I can't fucking believe they're still going. And it was fucking atrocious. It didn't get a fucking single laughter out of me, like a smirk even. Nothing. It's terrible. It's terrible. I wanted to puke. It was like seeing a mutilated body. A show that I used to watch religiously, and then somewhere along the way, I tuned out, and then when I come back, you can't even fucking recognize. It's like the Pet Cemetery. It's like somebody took The Simpsons, put on the Pet Cemetery, and it came back to life, but it wasn't the same thing. It was scary how, and I was watching with a person who was laughing at it like it was fun to them, and I felt like I was in the Twilight Zone. That maybe I wasn't the one who was normal, you know. But that's not. The show sucks. Sorry, it's horrible for me. It's my opinion, and many people's opinion. There's a lot of people that share this opinion. It should have died a long time ago. Some people say this steamed hams. Was that the one that they jumped the shark big time? A lot of terms that came out of this. Flanderization, when you become a parody of yourself, apparently. A character becomes known for a trait, and then the character becomes that trait. That's the way it is. Speaking of, you know who I like? Ron Swanson. That guy's awesome. Eating a turkey. Are you eating a turkey leg with wrapped in bacon? They call it the Swanson. And then he walks up. That guy rules, the lady says. It's like, I like him, the mustache. I have a mustache here, by the way. You probably will never see it, though. Not interested in showing myself on camera here. I don't see the point. You say the wrong thing and the mobs will come, and then now they know your face. I give an example, Omracker. I used to watch him a lot. I used to really like him and watch, his Dead by Daylight. I didn't watch his streams, but I watch his videos. I like Dead by Daylight. I like more watching than I suck at that game. I reached level 50 with Leatherface, and that was it. That was a nightmare. I went back to play the game after being away for so long, and I got flashlighted to shit. It's one of the very few games, modern games, I play online. Any games I play online. Never was much of an online player. Got flashlighted to shit, teabagged. It was fucking terrible. And Shit. Yeah, it's very frustrating playing with Leatherface. I love Leatherface. The original movie is awesome, and the character is awesome. I have a Poulan chainsaw here. It's not the 245A that he used in the movie in the first one, but still a Poulan, by God. They're good quality vintage chainsaws. Yeah, but yeah, back to this. So yeah, I'm not into show myself here. I don't. Yeah, Omracker. He went to shit character wise. You know, he did a lot of nefarious stuff, and just not a likable person. Not shitting on the guy. You know, he's already big. It doesn't matter. I'm a nobody here. But Omracker, very disappointed. I unsubbed. I was like, no, I'm done with this guy. When he went on the chat talking about that guy, and then the guy actually came into the chat. It's drama. You know, I don't want to cover fucking drama here. Suffice to say, he was one of the few that the content was still okay, but the personality was just, it was not something I could put up with. You know, I was like, I don't want to be associated with this at all. And I'm usually not like that. Like Jeepers Creepers, the third one, we all know. I'm not even going to waste my time talking about the director. Obviously, a scumbag, horrible. And, you know, with the things he did, I don't even want to mention it here. And, but I like the first and the second movie I want to watch. I didn't spend a dime on it. I pirated a movie. I'm not going to send money to that. Right or wrong, that's what I did. I can't stream here anyways with my internet. I like the movie. I was interested in the movie. So the point is, sometimes it can be shitty and make good content. I'll watch it, you know. You have to be incredibly shitty for me to tune out. But yeah, but that's the thing with the face. Omracker never showed his face, and I can only imagine if he had, it would be very tough for him. People recognizing him, because a lot of his fans turn against him, which is, I'm not saying he deserved it. It's just the internet drama. I think it's sad when drama on the internet and that bullshit seeps into real life and it started damaging people. Like people call them for, they disagree with somebody and they go after their sponsors, their livelihood. It's fucked. But if you know about Omracker, you see Keemstar. Keemstar has a funny couple of shorts he made on Omracker. They had a beef. I think he went to interview Omracker, and then Omracker leaked the DMs, and then Keemstar got very angry at that. And then so he goes like, before you leaked my DMs like the piece of shit you are. It's funny to watch the people going at it, man. I hope I never get involved in anything like it, though. I want to keep it to myself, be small tiny guy here, man, under the fucking radar, you know. Just playing my shitty Atari games here and be left the fuck alone. If I ever get drama assigned to me, I would just brush it off and ignore it. I'm not gonna engage, you know. Fucking grown-ass man here. I'm old. Too old for this shit, man. Wow, so where are we at here? We are at 1 hour and 53. You know, wasn't it 1 hour and a half like 2 hours ago? It's been 23 minutes. It's like time has warped here when I'm playing Pitfall somehow. And it's moving very slow. I think the problem here is I lost faith that I'm going to be able to do this. When I played the day before yesterday for 4 hours, which is footage I'm not including here, I was hopeful. I was actually an adamant believer that I was going to make it that night. Then my SD card ran out, 4 hours limit. That's over, by the way. My friend SLR Mod Shop, he's on my recommended channels. He's an awesome dude. He's a great friend. Him and Everything Flows. Good friends of mine. We talk often. And SLR Mod Shop, he's been incredible. I don't call them, I know their real names. I'm not going to call them for you. I mean, they want their privacy, maybe. You know, I don't want to mention the real names. Same thing when I mention him on my Resident Evil 4 playthrough. Anyways, besides all the shit is giving me over the short period of time that we know each other, including an 800 TVL PVM. It's fucking mind-blowing. and he helped me now and offered to send me an SD card. Sort of like the Patreon I don't have. He was like, I want to contribute, and he sent me this this new SD card, 256 gigabytes, man. So if I'm going by the math here, before with my 64 gig card, I was only able to record 4 hours of footage at 1080p 60 with this quality here, right? AVCD or something. The name of the format I can't remember. But now, theoretically, then 16 hours, dude. That's it. So that night, if I had this card, I probably would have continued until it was like past 4 o'clock in the morning. I probably would have continued, you know, with the charade that I believed at the time that I was going to be able to make Pitfall, make it to the 32 treasures that night. Probably would have never happened, but who knows? You know, sometimes you're on a roll. I did get close to it. Theoretically speaking, I think I didn't, because I think the time was going to run out anyways. So yeah, and that's gone today. I think I'm becoming painfully aware that I'm not going to make it, at least not now. Not without trying for several days. And I just don't have the time now. Well, I have the time. Everybody has time. I just don't want to allocate my time to this particular task. So, because I want to make other videos. I want to play maybe the Star Wars, you know. And so, therefore, it has become somewhat unpleasant. That mystique that I had about, you know, I was bored with the game before I knew trying the 32 treasure challenge. And now I'm back to being bored because my spirit is kind of being broken by the game, if that makes sense. I'm not seeing myself making this. And when you don't have hope, you don't have anything, you know, if you think about it. So I'm beginning to think I'm not going to make it here. I'm definitely not going to make it. I'll try a few more times, like I said, but it's not looking good. And it makes me talk more. It's like I think kind of subconsciously I don't want to really go back into it. But I don't want to be on that frame of mind now, because like I said, I've always been a subscriber to the idea that your audience, even though mine is small, will know when you're not having fun. So I'd rather stop when I reach that point in a game. Like, okay, I beat the Dark Demon on Demon's Crest for the Super Nintendo. That was fucking horrific. That was the hardest boss I have ever personally encountered. It was an impossible, horrendous task. And I tried, and I tried, and I tried, and I failed, and I failed. It's horrific. It is horrific. My goodness, I don't think I ever want to do that again. I walked out in frustration, turned the fucking console off. At the time, I had a Super Nintendo Mini, the mini consoles, the modern ones. I didn't have an actual one. Now I have two, including a one cheapo 3. I finally got one. I did all the fixings, very proud of it, after ruining one board. But the RGB bypass, the brightness fix. Okay, I'm losing track here. Let's talk about the Super Nintendo once I'm playing the Super Nintendo. Okay, which will be very soon. I'm free from the shackles of the capture now. I can play things so easily now. It's great. You know what? Let's shut the fuck. I don't know what the point was that I was talking about, but let's shut the fuck up and go back to playing. Playing the game. You know, it is what you desire. Let's see. Let's see now. What? It becomes sort of a fun game that you play in your own mind of what would go wrong next. So let me bet here this time. I'll bet you'll be the pulls that open and close. Fuck you. The pulls that open and close. I think I'll die on that, ultimately. There is being distracted while looking at the guide and hitting a snake or a bonfire that you never would when you're looking at it, at the actual screen. There is being swallowed alive by one of those fucking opening and closing lagoons. What would you call that? You know, I think they call it sand pits. They don't look like sand. Wouldn't it be brown if that was the case? I don't know. Probably in the manual. There is the scorpions, of course. They're great harvesters of your lives. They, if you don't pay attention, like now. Yeah. So far, so good, man. I jumped too early there, and the game was pretty generous to allow me to leave. I'm pushing the envelope now, though. Gotta be careful. And then you become too paranoid and become too careful, and you jump too early, and then you get fucked. So again, 10 screens to the left. Let's do it. At least your days during the day, I have a lot more energy. The other day, the one downside of recording late at night is that I'm tired. You know, sometimes I want to go to sleep, and then you're tired. And then what happens is your commentary sort of goes to shit. You become overly quiet. The enthusiasm is not there, and then people might mistake it for you really not having a good time. Whereas in reality, all there is you're tired. You know, I noticed that when I play Resident Evil 4, which is quite a long one, that when I'm tired or about going to bed, I become awfully quiet, and that's bad for content, you know, a little bit, or not. If you don't like my voice, then I guess that's awesome. Okay, which is fair, by the way. But I can't do nothing about that. I mean, I could go on and talk like an anchor man, but why? I want to be myself. I don't want to have a YouTube voice. I don't want to have a YouTube persona. If you're talking to me in real life, it is this. I'm like that. Obviously, I'm not going to be talking non-stop and not letting you talk. I'm fairly quiet on that regard, unless I know you. But I do have a lot to say. Another thing is hunger, bathroom, the other natural enemy. If I'm streaming, I'm organizing right now. You got to have a sort of a loading screen. So where is that? The 24 screens? Is that it? So this is an annoying part. Not this particular crocodile here. I'm kind of doubtful here where I'm at, and I'm at 24 screens. And I'm looking for single 3 barrels. There we go. Gotta risk it here. There we go. Not this one. No fucking way. I think I did it once, though. You have to be so exact on when to jump off, you know. It's quite difficult, yes. Like, go. Shit. Like this is, I don't push it. This is sucker's bad, I think. To harvest your lives. So yeah, I don't think I'll be able to make it now, this game. Not this time. I think I'll make it close to, probably close to 2 hours and a half or so. And then just call it quits. You get the general idea of it, you know. I think, you know, the fat lady hasn't sung yet. So I'm looking for a single ladder. You fuck! Bullshit! Sometimes I think they linger on, the cocksuckers. Damn it, that was fucked. Okay, as soon as you see a treasure, then you're fine. You know you're on the right path. No, I'm looking for 3 barrels, correct? I'm gonna die. I knew it. Saw that coming. It's over. I'm kind of paranoid here if I miss the exit. My stomach is fucking rumbling. I'm hungry. I am beyond hungry now. Yeah, I gotta go to the bathroom. Yeah, starting to should become painfully aware that I'm not gonna be able to even get close to it today. It's looking pretty grim here. And get some more coke down my neck tube. I've been playing this for a while now, the Pitfall thing. And I think if I was to make it within a short time, I would have made it already. I don't think I'll make it here sitting down today. And I don't think I want to be trying this anymore. You ever watch Sling Blade? It's a good movie. One of my favorite movies of all time. But there's a part of the guy's talking to him at the end. And I say, in fact, get away from me. I don't want to listen to you no more. That's how I'm feeling now about Pitfall. It's been a few days, my friend. I picked this game as the next video a long time ago, even before I made the decision to simplify and everything. And I played quite a bit. It's just not happening for me right now. Not right now. I'm not saying it couldn't. If I was to sit down and do nothing but Pitfall, eventually going to get. I mean, everything is like that. If you watch a speedrun and doing amazing things, yes, there's talent involved. But with a lot of effort, you could get close to it. It could even match it or even surpass it. That's how it works, right? Records and stuff like that, world records. But if your heart is not in it, that's going to be difficult. That's going to be a massive chore. It's like learning a language that you don't like. Like, what the fuck? What's the point? Unless you're living in a country and you're going to pick up eventually. You don't even really need to make an effort as a matter of survival. But if you're sitting here in your home country and you want to learn a language, let's say you picked, I don't know, dude, you picked Finnish. You want to learn Finnish. You decided to learn Finnish, but you don't like Finnish. It's not going to happen. It's going to be quite difficult. Or you want to, there's the opposite. You really want something, but you think it's going to be no effort. Like the case I hear a lot about learning Japanese. A lot of anime fans, I particularly don't care about anime, although I did watch some when I was a kid. Dragon Ball Z, Sensei. We didn't call them animes back then, as far as I remember. We called them cartoons. That's what they're called. They're cartoons. I'm going to watch cartoons on a Saturday morning. Didn't call them fucking animes. If you told me anime when I was a kid, I would have no idea what the fuck you're on about. Anime. So, but nowadays I guess that's what we call them. And maybe in your area they call it that all along. Not where I'm from. If you told me anime again, no clue. You could be speaking Greek to me for what I care. So yeah, but a lot of people that watch anime, they want to learn Japanese. I've seen an interesting thread one time about people learning Japanese, and they're saying they go to the classes, and within 3 to 4 days, yeah, some kind of like a special course in Japanese, you're physically there learning it. You have all the anime fans there first, and then after 3 days, they all disappear. And then the people after the people that actually want to learn Japanese and they don't have anything to do with anime. I mean, maybe they like it, but it's not the main point of their existence like some of those folks, you know. And I'm not bashing anime. I'm just saying some of them, they have this illusion about Japan. And then, of course, you have the ones that say they do learn, they do move there, and they get very disappointed with the culture or work. It's an outstanding country, okay? That's what I'm trying to say. But it has problems. It's not this magic land. We go back to what I said before about lowering your expectations a tiny bit in order to be happier, and be a little bit more realistic. So some of those people, they have this idea of Japan that is this magical fucking anime land where, you know, rivers of milk are flowing, you know, the bread is warmer, and the beds are more comfortable. All this nonsense. So of course, I'm speaking in not what they're actually thinking, but I don't know what they think. They think they're going to go there. There's a lot of anime at the culture. I don't know. Then you end up going there and you're working 16 hours a day in a miserable job, and you understand that work culture there sucks. Japanese don't really interact with foreigners that much, at least, you know, for the most part, from what I read about it and seen on YouTube. So they get disappointed, they get bitter, they get mean, you know, start hating the place and start to get very angry. Another interesting case, and that's related to race, which I definitely don't want to be discussing on the channel, but this is interesting. So I think what I like geography, history, that kind of stuff, migration, languages. So I think I read that the biggest ethnicities in Japan, as far as foreigners, is first Chinese. Then I think it's Korean. Then I think that the third one I think is Brazilian. But those is funny. A lot of them are Japanese Brazilians because I read about it. And I've been to Brazil, so I encountered some of those people. Asian Brazilians, right? They're usually Japanese Brazilians. There was a great migration of Japan to Brazil a long time ago. You might not be aware of it, but there's a place in the town of Sao Paulo, Brazil, called Liberdade, or Liberdade. That's how they'll pronounce it. It means freedom. And there was the largest colony of Japanese outside Japan, the diaspora of Japanese, the largest. So there was a lot of Japanese there, and some of them went to a state called Paraná, where they did, work on farms, had their own farms. Very industrious people. Japan cut it actually to cut the migration because they didn't think it was going to be a good idea, and then later they closed down or something. I don't know. They cut it. They were not seeing it as favorable after a while. But then, of course, consequentially, they have a lot of those descendants. They're ethnically Japanese, right? Some of them are mixed. But then, while they're in Brazil, they're seen by the let's say regular Brazilians, the majority, which are usually Portuguese-blooded, European, and a lot of Italians, a lot of Germans, which is also the case in America, depending on where you go. Germans, pretty general, is the biggest ethnicity in America, ancestry-wise. And, well, anyways, they're called, Japanese. So the problem with the perpetual foreigner, as they say, is a problem for a lot of those people. They're American or Brazilian or wherever they're from, but they're treated differently, and which is sad. But a lot of them, so what happens? They end up going to Japan, and they have this idea, well, that's where I belong then. Yeah? But then they go there, and you're, what do they say, gaijin? You're not really Japanese. Japanese don't consider you Japanese. In fact, from what I read about, some of them are hostile towards the ancestors of those people that left Japan. And they see it as unfavorable, as a negative. Yeah? Which is funny. It's not funny. It's curious. So what happens? They go there, and the syndrome is they become more Brazilian than they ever were, even in Brazil. So those Japanese Brazilians, they start eating feijoada. They start liking samba. All the stereotypical. It became the Flanderization. Like I say, they Flanderize themselves, and they end up becoming unhappy too, as well. A lot of them, and they long to return to their. They start now seeing Brazil as their actual country, as it should have been from the beginning, So the whole point here, don't have delusions of where you're going in life, and have those gigantic, massive expectations, and thinking the grass is always so much greener on the other side. It could be. You could go to Japan. Many people have, and have a wonderful life, but it's no guarantee. That's what I'm trying to say. My daughter sometimes remains in Japan. I don't throw a bucket of cold water, but I give her some realism. But if she wanted to go, I would support it. Sometimes you just have to go for it. I'm not just encouraging you if you want to go to Japan. I will say go. Definitely go. Definitely. If you want to, is what your heart wants, I would say go to Japan, man. Do whatever you can, because if you don't, there's the other side of the coin. If you don't do it, you're going to regret it forever. You might regret it forever. You might be like, should have gone to that thing. Now I'm old. I'm bald and I'm fat and I'm fucked. I'm unhappy, and I wonder what my life could have been if I had done such and such, or in this case, gone to Japan. And maybe you're right. Maybe you would have gone to Japan and it would have been happier. But the question, if you don't, you'll never know. But don't expect, too much of it, dude. Just be realistic. Don't be too optimistic in life. Trust me. You're gonna save yourself a lot of headache in life. That's my old man advice to your young guys, if you're here and you're a young person thinking about that. But by no means don't let people just encourage you. You have to try things for yourself. That'll be my advice to you. Anyways. And Japan is a hell of a place. PewDiePie moved there. He's happy. he was waiting. He was in the UK and he was waiting on it for a long time. And yeah, he was getting a bit unhappy with it. Well, I would too. You know, he wanted to go there. Then he goes there, finally has a kid. Good for him. Congratulations. He's a good guy. He's a good feller. You know, good guy. I'm sure there'll be people that disagree. Who cares? You know, your opinion, man. Like you're free to say he's not a good guy. I think he is. Never been a big fan of him, like his content when he play games, but when he does talk about generic stuff, and when he gets serious, comes out of his persona, he's a pretty reasonable guy, you know. There's the bridge incident. Who cares? You know, it fucking happened. He apologized. People took his apology. Some didn't. That's the thing. You do a mistake, even as it was a serious mistake, right? For today's standard, and it is. You know, I was surprised he did that. You know, the bridge thing. When I saw it the first time, I was like, wow, that's a big fuck up. I bet he's going to regret that. But he apologized sincerely, quickly, no tears, no sighting, no dog next to him. None of that. I was in a dark place. I just apologized, said I fucked up, and moved on. And kudos for him. I'm glad. I think the whole cancel culture today is sickening to me. And you know, I gotta tread carefully here. With the everything's politics. You know, when you think of it. You know, you talk about stuff and it becomes, before you even know, it becomes political. But it is related. He's a YouTuber. I feel dirty calling myself a YouTuber when you talk about PewDiePie as a guy that has that many subscribers. But again, lower your expectations. A lot of people that come in on YouTube and they think they're going to be fucking PewDiePie. Like, holy shit, you think highly of yourself. You got to slow down a bit, you know. There's you reached a point, I think Charlie talked about that for a while, who's a big YouTuber. And he talked about it. Some people, they have numbers, big numbers. Let's say they have 1,000 subscribers, and they say, oh, it's very low. It's not, dude. That's 1,000 people. You know, I don't have that, and that's fine. I don't care. You know, but you have 1,000 people. If I did, I would appreciate it, because you have 1,000 people that took interest in you, and it's awesome. You know, don't be thinking of the guy that has millions, and then you have just 1,000. I'm on the old man giving advice mode here, ain't I? Mr. fucking father figure here. I'm a failure. I don't even have the hyperscan cards I need to play Ben 10. You're gonna take advice from me? I don't have the fucking cards. Can you imagine such a loser? I have the console, I can't even play Ben 10 because I don't have the cards. A complete failure of a human being. Disregard everything that I said so far and do the opposite, and you'll probably be doing the right thing. Let's go back to the game. Let's go. Woo, woo, woo. Let's do this shit. I think by now I'm a bit tired of the game. I won't lie to you. It's I don't think, now that I'm doing it here for a while, and I'm beginning to realize it's not very reasonable. The timing, it's ludicrous, actually. Come to think of it. That barrel is fucking ass. It's ludicrous. Yes. Explain that to me. What happened? By now, you know what would be sad? Let's say I do a perfect run here right the fuck now. Immediately. Right? Let's go and forget that, because I'm afraid of that. I'm afraid of this. You did that little mistake there, right? Cost you what? I don't know, 1 second? 1, maybe 2? Let's say that I do perfectly. I finally hit the home run here, and I'm running home. I'm getting that 30-second fucking treasure. It's happening. But oh no. 1 screen to go. I run out of time. Now you're going to think forever of that fucking rope that he let go, and if he had just reset, you would have made it. The opposite side of the coin is maybe that one in an alternative parallel universe, maybe that one that I let go of the rope was the one that I actually made it. So do what I say, don't do what I said, I don't know, man. All I'm thinking here, though, is that there's no fucking way I'm gonna make this challenge. I don't think so. I think maybe we're waiting. maybe waiting on the crocodiles here. Maybe I have to change that because you know you can jump on their sort of the eye region and on their head like proper, not their snout. And when they open their snout, their big ass fucking shitty ass mouths, you are actually safe like so. I think I need to start making this. Look at this. At this juncture, and still rethinking the strategies here. I haven't thought of that. Maybe instead of waiting on all the alligators all the time, I'm assuming they're crocodiles because it's in a jungle, but who knows? I don't know the location of this jungle. I would like to know. Maybe the manual mentions it. And in Mayan, again, it implies Mexico, Central America. This one here, there's no indication. Is it in an African jungle? A Southeast Asian jungle? Where is he? Stealing treasure from the natives here. So I'm thinking, okay, here I can go right away, but I'm thinking if I'm... Yeah, I'm thinking if I'm about to miss it, that I may... Okay, let's focus here, because I think I'm about to wrap this up. I think this is enough Pitfall for a while. And I think it's enough for the video, but I want to get a real shot at it. You know, that's all I want. I don't mind failing here, but I want a real shot at it, that I don't do shenanigans like I just did. So I'm thinking here, look at that. That's it. Instead of waiting. Fucking barrel. Damn it. The broken window effect, y'all. There you go. The ropes. Fuck you and get... What the fuck, man? I want a real shot at it. That's all I'm asking here. See if we can make it happen. You know, I have made already a pixel intro for this, but I'm thinking of, because I've been talking so much. Oh, no. You fuck. Alright, forget it. I want a real shot, so I'm going to be resetting here for now. I want a real proper shot at it. Without any bullshit in the beginning. A real, you know, plausible attempt. There we go. And, okay, dude, you gotta fucking memorize this shit. You know, after the first alligator screen, there's the barrel. Avoid it, because it's an insult. Yeah, I want a real attempt here. That's the thing. I think I'm talking so much in between because I'm like, I don't want to kind of avoiding trying this, but I need to try a real attempt here. See, if you... I don't know why he jumps up sometimes. Okay, scorpion time. I'm going to be quiet. I really want a good attempt here. A lot of birds out there here in the real world. In a real life. It's nice. I like the birds are chirping. It's peaceful. Freedom. There we are. And then 10 screens to the right, left. That's it. And you know, as soon as there's barrels following you up close, there you go. I'm gonna die. I knew it. It's fine. It spawns me on the left. Let's continue. If it spawns you on the right because you came from the left, I would say that's a waste of time. You're already fucked. Keep hearing steps outside. Outside the shed here. Okay, and then down here. Is that correct? Okay, and now I go, and I recognize the barrels. Oh, come off it. Hit it up. Asshole. Yeah, that's a lot of time wasted, by God. It makes all the difference, man. The timing here is insane. Brutally insane. Brutal. Es bruto. And then 4 screens to the left back. Backtracking here tiny bit. And then I think is going to be, oh, idiot. This is the one. See, at the time I had a very good attempt. I did have those time wasting things, so it wasn't, you know, it wasn't, I couldn't really get an idea of how much time you have left if you're not fucking around. Ooh. That was a bit late. Okay, now 24, say 2, 4, yeah, 24. And I'm looking for, see, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one you can't fuck around going this way. It's fucked. I'm looking, I need to stop. I'm looking for 1, 3. Gotcha. Then, look, missed a fucking rope time in here. There's no way, man. This is too hard. Like, excessively hard. I'm so hungry. I think after if this attempt here is very good, I think I might wrap it up. I think that's enough. There we go. Yeah, my stomach is making all sorts of sounds here because I'm so hungry. That'll be it. Yeah, I don't think I want to assist. I want to move on to different games by now. I think you get a general idea what the Atari looks like on a CRT, or if you know the set, if you like this channel. I mean, I even doubt that there'll be anybody at this, like right now. Oh, I'm dead. Man, high octane shit, let me tell you. Okay. Boy, I swear to God. I only had a little tiny bit of cheesecake with a coffee in the morning. And it's bordering evening here, so yeah. Ooh, man, that was risky. Okay, this is looking like it could be a valid attempt, you know, a brave attempt. I'm gonna push it. Damn it! You gotta risk it. What else am I supposed to do, you know? Fuck off, land me on the barrel, you sucker shit. Let's be extra careful. Let's see. I'm looking for 1 hole with 3 rolling barrels. And this is it, my friend. And then what? And then 52 after you come out. 50 fucking chew is the big one. And it's over. Yeah, it was not a very good attempt. I'm at 2 hours and a half. I'm gonna go for one more good attempt without dying that early, you know. And we'll see how it goes. I hope you don't mind my breaks in between. If you do, fast forward. And thank you for hanging out this long. I really appreciate it. Most of my viewers, from what I understand on the analytics, they come, they see the set, they watch a little tiny bit, and they leave. And that's fine. That's fine. You wanted to see what it looked like. You saw the thumbnail maybe, and then you left. I don't like YouTubers that go whining about viewership and their problems to the audience. I find it particularly off-putting. We didn't do well last month, and whining about shit. It didn't used to be this way. I'm an old timer here, buddy. I've been on YouTube since, not with this account, but I've been on YouTube since I think 2006. And for sure 2007, but I think late 2006. So not since the beginning, but long enough to remember before Google bought it and how different it was. So, you know, for example, you could leave stars. You know, if you ever bought on eBay, you leave your feedback, you leave the stars. YouTube didn't have like or dislikes, it had the stars. So say, oh, this is a 3-star video, 4-star video. So many things changed. The dislikes disappear completely, which is ludicrous. It's pathetic. I hate it. I had the app immediately. The app that lets you see the likes and dislikes, the dislikes in particular. And yeah, but you could, you know how you have likes and dislikes on comments? Yeah, you know how you have the dislikes and it means fuck all, nothing, not a fucking, what the fuck does it even mean? You know, sorry, that gets me upset. Like, what does it mean to leave a dislike on a comment? You should be, let me tell you how you should be. You should be that you had, it mattered. When you put a negative, a thumbs down on a comment, which I don't do often, but some of them deserve. You know, you have a thumbs down on a what's it called, a comment, it would actually show. So some comments, they would go like they're red, and it'll be red. You'll be like, the number would actuate red, and if it was positive, it'd be, I think it was green. And that was awesome. Like, you could actually see a nasty comment, a shitty comment, and you get disliked to oblivion. And then after a while, I remember, I think they made it disappear, like kind of like Reddit, kind of hide the dislikes, which why? You have to click on expand. I want to see what the guy said. You know, if he didn't want it there, he would delete it. Reddit is another fucking echo chamber. Everything is an echo chamber there. You fall in line and say agree or else. I hate that attitude. I really do. Yeah, so YouTube removing the dislikes, and you know, it can be quite harmful. It can be quite harmful. Am I using this game as an avenue to just talk about nonsense? Sometimes. I hope you don't take it that way. I'm just genuinely talking here. I want my videos to be, I want to do streaming already, for fuck's sake, to be honest. The internet here sucks. I wish I lived in a place with good internet. I'll be doing it now. I'll be like right now on fucking Twitch, and then upload this later to YouTube, you know, at a higher quality, not 720p. I'll be recording at 1080p for YouTube. I still care. When I'm on Twitch, I will still care about the YouTube. I want to upload. That's the plan already. You can't change it, but I hope not. You know. But the other day, there was a guy that's showing how to use a CD, you know, a compact disc, as a replacement for a proper grinder blade. And needless to say, fucking horrific. Incredible. Oh, and using it without a fucking guard. Can you imagine? Have you ever used a grinder? You know? Yeah, don't remove the cover. You know, I won't lie to you, I did it once. I removed it because I got the disc, they're slightly bigger and wouldn't fit. So I removed the guard, and I used it for a while like this, which is pretty fucking dumb. It is dumb, dude. It is absolutely dumb. One time I was cutting some diamond plate metal, right? And the blade fucking disintegrated. It stopped like boom on the metal. It was like a split second. The blade went flying to my right. I didn't even see it. And the blade got stuck on the metal, like stopped. Like, if you think about how fast that's running, it stopped suddenly. It was very violent, very horrific sound. It boom, sounded like fucking death. And, you know, don't say that you're not lucky. Look at that. That thing had gone on my face, it would have fucking tore it in half. It would have been a disaster. I would be looking like fucking Krauser right now, dude, from Resident Evil 4. It's, yeah. After that, it should be lesson learned. After that, I never do the removing the guard shit ever again. It will never happen. No fucking way. No fucking way, man. Even with the guard, you still have danger, you know. It's a power tool. Don't fuck with power tools. And there's this guy making an instructional. Thank God the dislikes were there, but they weren't. They were there because I used the app. So basically, you wouldn't be able to see the dislikes. You only see the likes. Only the positive vibe, you guys. And then what happens? It's a video of a guy replacing a grinder blade with a fucking compact disc. Imagine that thing. You know, the grinder blades, they're designed to they still cause accidents, and they're designed with disintegrating in mind. Yeah? A compact disc is not. That fucking thing will come flying at you once it fucking disintegrates. The shards, oh man, beyond stupid, beyond dangerous, horrific, and people are watching that, and a lot of people are gullible. You know, I clicked on. I wasn't interested, but I clicked like, no fucking way. Come on, a CD for a grinder, dude. That's fucking horrible. You know, and thank goodness I was able to see the dislikes. Well, not thank goodness because I was aware of it. It would be shit. I used a power tool before. I would never put a fucking compact disc on a grinder. That's insane. Brutally insane. But yet there it was. People are clicking on it. They're not seeing the dislikes. Thank God the comments for now are allowed. And they were universally saying how stupid it was, how dangerous it was. But a guy, that idea about the dislikes, I didn't think of it. It was from a comment. Not me. I didn't pull that out of my own brain. There was a comment there, a couple of comments saying that this is exactly why you have the dislikes and they should be visible. So YouTube, shut the fuck up and put the fucking goddamn dislikes back, you pieces of shit. Fucking horrible thing to do. A horrible thing to do. Stop with this pansiness already. Put the damn dislikes in there. They've always been there. Why? Why remove it? Harassment. Fuck off. Get off the... If you can't handle a little bit of harassment, get the fuck off the internet, man. It's part of it. It's the way it's always been. So, in other words, YouTube used to be a lot different. It was a lot different. It was a lot... Look, it's not all a bed of roses. The quality was lower, obviously. You can't go to older videos and see they're like recorded with potatoes and shit. And there was not a lot in the value, production value, but was that a bad thing? It was a lot more spontaneous. People seemed to be having more fun. I know I did, you know. And now is this whole fucking commercial Goliath. And it's just, I know, the good old days. Oh, back in my day, YouTube used to be all about fun and whatnot, and now it's just all commercialized. The ramblings of an old man who nobody will ever listen to. No, I'm not that delusional. I'm talking to myself mostly here. I'm aware that I have low views and I'll always have it. That's fine. But hey, the show must go on. What matters to me is I'm having fun. You know? But that's not all the point in life, too. A lot of people say, oh, what matters, are you happy and you're having fun? Who the fuck told you that you're supposed to be happy all the time? Let me know who, because I'll go there and I'll kick his ass. And then I'll see if you'll be happy about that. You can't be happy all the time, though. That's not how the world works. If you were happy all the time, yeah, you wouldn't be prepared for that barrel right there to begin with. But if you're happy all the time, how in the world would you know what sadness is? And what happiness is, for that matter? You don't have a contrast to know. Imagine. It reminds me of one of my favorite movies of all time, The Matrix. The part that Agent Smith is, let's say, interrogating Morpheus, and he goes on about how they created a perfect matrix, a utopia where everyone was happy, and it was a disaster. They lost a lot of what they call crops, which is obviously humans. Let me concentrate on the scorpions. We'll go back into the matrix in just a hot second. Ooh. I knew it. I jumped too early there as well. Anyways, there we go. Back on track. So, yeah, the Matrix said they tried a perfect utopia where everyone was happy, the humans. You know, in the Matrix world they created, they fabricated, they comboculated. Anyways, it was a disaster, so he lost crops. I guess people went nuts. Kind of like the RoboCop with the bodies before they actually got RoboCop to be successful. They were just ripped their own heads. Fucking scary as fuck, actually. So yeah, and he says humans thrive in misery. That's why his species. And it's sort of true. It is. We do thrive in misery. We tried. You need the misery in order to overcome it. I think that's what it is. You don't believe me? When was the last time you watched a movie with no conflict? At all. No resolve, no objectives, just everybody's getting along. And everything is hunky-dory. There's no problems. Would you watch that movie? How about a game that you just walk forward? God mode. Nothing can affect you. I think, oh no, no, I didn't. Okay, just keep going. Yeah, imagine that. Imagine Pitfall right now. I just sat here and did it first time. There was no problems. Imagine if that didn't happen. I actually would imagine the world would be better off. I'm beginning to stutter here now like a doofus. The world would be better off if it didn't happen right there. My quality of life went a little bit. I even forgot what the fuck. Okay, go back. There's no point really in continuing with one life. And I'm gonna go ahead and admit that. Like I said, I'm after a very what's the word I'm looking for? Not tangible. A convincing. No. Trying to look at my very limited vocabulary. There's a bear up after this. Let's fucking still searching for that word in my old brain here. It's I give up. An attempt that I did well. That's the bottom line. I'm sure there's a word to replace this. A valid attempt, but it's not. Every attempt is valid. I think you're really trying, right? Should have jumped down. Yeah, I gotta stop waiting on those crocodiles that I get. Oh fuck! Actually forgetting. Yeah, I want a good attempt here that lasts a while, that I get close, and then that's it. I'll wrap it up. I've had enough. Thank you. Thank you. I've had enough. Yeah? That's enough Pitfall for a long time for me. I don't think I'm interested anymore in this, quite frankly. I'm usually very insistent, but I came to realize that I've been trying this game for a very long time, and I think it's fine to not make it. For now. Because I want to play other shit on this channel here. Want to try to play other shit. So I'm going to be resetting here until I do well. A little bit well. And, you know, I will tell you, I did better on that 4-hour night. I know you can't see it, so I have no reason to lie to you. For what? For who? Imaginary friends? And why does it matter anyways? Think about it. So what if you did well on Pitfall? Are you going to impress a date with it? You know? Imagine going to, what do the kids do nowadays? The Tinders and all that. And imagine using that on your first date. So you're talking to this hot chick and you're, you know, over wine and spaghetti. Whatever, a fancy restaurant. A fancy restaurant, and you're there talking about your Pitfall, you know, abilities. And the lady's like, I'm very impressed. What's Pitfall? You know. It's funny to think of outlandish scenarios. Obviously, nobody with a sane mind would do that. But it's funny to think somebody would. Fuck it, continue. You know, I jump over 5 scorpions in Pitfall. Ah, fuck off, my lady. Please love me. Sleep with me. I have the highest, let's say even if you're the best. So what do you do for a living? I do this. I work in an office. Oh, yeah, that's fine. It's a stable job, yeah. But that's not what I'm into. I'm into Pitfall. And let me tell you, I hold the world record on Pitfall. My life is about Pitfall. What's Pitfall? It's a game. It's a video game. It's a very old game from Activision from the early 80s. And I mastered it. I do things you wouldn't believe, madam, possible. You will bend your brain on what reality is. What is real? Define real. Tell what is real, my record on Pitfall. And then, you know, somebody will misconstrue me as me trivializing the person who, you love that word, fans are trivializing, you know, galvanize. A lot of funny words that I use a lot that not usually used on regular speech, not that I'm aware of. Oh, maybe academic speech, you know. It's funny that people, it's nothing wrong with improving the vocabulary, it's fine. But yeah, but somebody, so he's trivializing a world record. No, I watched the world record from Speedrun. Very impressive, very fucking awesome. And the guy's humble too, he's not an asshole. He said he improved his timing by 59 seconds. And it is impressive. But I'm just saying how outlandish it would be that was like, I'm sure he has other shit going on, you know? And most people do, but it wouldn't be funny if he didn't. Like he goes to dates and his mom tell him you should get help and stop talking about it, son. Nobody's into it. And he ignores it completely. Just keep talking about his Pitfall record. Makes it his own thing. He's got a shirt of like with his own face saying, I have the world record of Pitfall. Bow to me, mortals. It's funny to think about those outlandish situations. And it's funny we say that, but I bet, you know, you ever stop you thinking, whenever you say something outlandish, there's somebody that actually done it or does it. It's the world we live in now. So I bet there's somewhere, at least one person who has a record, you know, a world record, whether it's a speed run or whatever, in a video game, and then makes that the definition of their character and just annoys everyone talking about it. And like no interest in anything else, becomes obsessed with it. I'm pretty sure that has happened. There's an episode of Frasier on which he's obsessed because of organization. I don't know if he's a megalomaniac, you know, egomaniac, whatever you want to call it. Narcissistic, you know, a tiny bit of the character. So I love that show, by the way. It's my favorite sitcom of all time. And there's one episode that he lost. He has a collection of tapes, and I think Daphne, which is the helper there in the house, the hired hand. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. She accidentally recorded over one of his tapes. He basically has a show. He's a if you never heard of the show, he's a psychiatrist, and he tapes over every bit of his shows that he records for his own personal, you know, bookkeeping or whatever. It's his thing. Huh? Has a whole cabinet of them. And then I think 24 screens there. Let's see what just a minute. And it's a very funny episode. So, let me see here. 24 screens. Come on, I need to know. What's the point of continuing if I... Okay, one... I'm looking for 3 barrels. Okay. Anyway, so he appeals to his viewers to see if anybody maybe by any chance recorded the show, the particular tape that it has missing. And, you know, kind of a shot in the dark there for him. Oh, fuck, I fucked up. Distraction. I'm distracted. Anyways, shot in the dark, and then a guy calls in, and he has a show. And Frasier is beyond excited with the prospect of getting the one missing tape with the one missing show because of collection. His collection is no longer complete. I'm gonna die. Yeah, his collection is no longer complete. So what happens is this guy calls in and informs him that he has that show recorded. And he goes visit the guy, and the guy's this lonely, you know, guy. He's obsessed with Frasier, basically. Like, it doesn't stalk him or anything, but he keeps everything. Like, Frasier touches he goes there with Niles, his brother, who is always critical of him being too self-centered and you know, idolizing celebrity status. And then the guy, he touches a rag, and I think the guy grabs it and puts it in a plastic, like a Ziploc bag, to preserve because Frasier touched it. touched it, that kind of guy. So he's obsessed with Frasier, and so as a result, he recorded every tape. But the interaction is very funny. You got to see it. And then he lost his job, and his mom is saying, "Get rid of this goddamn answer machine," because there's even Frasier himself as his answer machine. So it's fucking hilarious. And then Frasier decides not to take the tape because he started to understand that he become obsessed with it, with something, with a collection, whether it be a collection or whatever it is. And then he lets go, kind of like I'm. Let me see here. Yeah, kind of like I'm about to let go of this game for now. Maybe I'll revisit it. I think I've had enough. You know, like I said, I've been playing off camera this game for quite a while, and I'm at about 3 hours of footage here, bordering to, granted with the talk, but I think a 3-hour video on Pitfall is enough, even with the talk and whatever I do, if I do an intro. I think that's enough. I think I've had enough. I'm hungry. I want to get the hell out of here, and I want to begin planning. See, the beauty of it now with this new setup is that I don't need to change the setup. I don't need to look for props. I don't need to redo everything, put branches, leaves, none of that shit. This is it. So the next game, the setup will look exactly the same. Sometimes I might add a sign or maybe a box of a game if I have, I don't know, like little decorations, but not overwhelming. I want this to be a clean look set and video with this warm wood feeling here to 70s vibe. So I'm sorry, y'all, if you're watching this for the challenge. I think, you know, I'm not going to put, obviously, 32 treasures. If I did, that would do that on the title. So I think if you watch this, you know I'm just messing around. If not, I'll see what I can do to make it clear that I'm not getting the 32 treasures. Sorry to disappoint, but I don't see it happening without me practicing this game for many, many days to come. It's a lot harder than I imagined it would be. I thought it would be hard. I was aware of it, but I thought it would be a little bit more achievable. And after playing, like I said the other day, for 4 hours and many countless hours before that, I'm beginning to kind of accept that it will take a very long time that I'm not willing to allocate to this particular task at the moment. So maybe someday I'll return. I'll tell you what, I'll play this game casually here and there and see how far I can go. Maybe if I play here and there, it's better than not playing at all, yeah? But I think I'm ready to move on with the next game. I hope that you enjoyed the gameplay, you enjoyed my rants here, and I hope it was not too off-putting, some of my opinions. If it is, what can I tell you, you know? It is what it is. And until the next video, like I said, I'm going to be doing them more often. So, anyways, if you hung out this, you know, stayed stuck around here for this long, bravo, thank you very much. And I hope you have a neat day. Thank you for stopping by.
Fatality.